lately, and not just lately, but recent, a while back, there are a lot of men who are now staying home and allowing their wives, the mother to their children, to go to work, and the men are staying home and saying that they're house dad or something. It is probably the most disgusting thing I ever heard or seen, but I understand that it's happening because human beings are lost their way. And I never imagined for a day, for a time, for a minute that a man would allow a woman to convince him for any reason, unless he like totally crippled, cannot walk, cannot move, to stay home and pretending to be a house dad. Really. Talking about breaking the spiritual order of God in Christ, Christ and man, man over woman, that is it. It's getting worse, folks. And so I've been counseling with a lot of men that are in this situation, and I've not counseled with one man yet. That doesn't mean it's not out there that has said that it's a pretty situation. Every man that I've counseled with in this situation have talked about how bad it is. They're unhappy. And even the woman is really unhappy, but her ego won't let her stop, and the men are too weak to make her stay home. But of lately, and I don't know why this did not occur to me, but it didn't. I guess because no one has really taken that far and explained to me what was going on. And what I'm finding out is that a lot of men, not just one or two or three, and I've talked to several men like this recently, a lot of these men are staying home and pretending to be house dad or stay-at-home parent and all that crap, which is totally out of order. And it never going to work. But they're doing it. But what I didn't know, and hadn't occurred to me, that there are men who are literally staying home and pretending to be the housewife 5 years, 10 years, and sometimes even more. And the woman is going to work. And the woman going to work, according to everyone I've talked to, is making her bitter and nasty and revengeful and evil to the core. She hates the man that gives into staying home and letting her go to work. She hates it so bad that she cannot give it up. Isn't that amazing? And he's too weak because every year he gets weaker and weaker. He can't make her stop. He's in a situation where he believes he can't even get out of. And it's pitiful, folks. To hear these stories are absolutely pitiful. I had no idea it was this bad. I'm not making this up. I had no idea it was this bad. Because I hadn't realized that men stay home for years. I thought it was just a fly-by-night kind of thing. And they realize it's not going to work and they change it. But that's not true. I've been talking to and counseling with men who have stayed home for years. And while being home, some women have bought homes. Some women have put the homes in some of the children's name or her mother's name, and not even put the father's name on the home thing at all as ownership of the home, part ownership. Some women have taken the money that she makes, put it in the bank, and keep the man far away from it. He can't even get money from the bank. His name is not on it. She would put her mother's name on it before she put his name on it. And so years go by, and sometimes, in some cases, this woman owned one or two homes, right? And the man has nothing. And then time goes by, and it's time for a breakup, because all these relationships tend to break up at some point. The man has nothing, zero. He doesn't have a job. He doesn't own property. His name is not on the bank account or anything. And when the woman goes to court, her first thing is to make, and not only that, she's turned the children away from him. in spite of him being home to raise them. She tell the court how bad he is and falsely accuse him, and he still loses his children. And the man end up crying. He end up crying in a bad situation. And so they're like, Jesse, what should I do? And I tell them this. Now do what you want, but here's what I highly recommend, but it's always on you to do what you want. If you're in that situation, you stay at home to be a house dad, beta, and you're in a situation where she built all this stuff and kept your name off in it, and now she want to leave you and you have nothing, take her to court, and in the same way that women uses the system to take the man money, to take his house, to take everything, you do the same thing. You insist on spousal support, in this case, husband support. You want money for your children. You want money for you. You want, if they force the court her to sell the house, you want part of the home, but you definitely want your name on the house. You have part owner of the house, or she has to sell the house and give you money from the house. All right? Take her mama off it and put your name on it. I'm encouraging you guys, and then to file for your children. When you file for a divorce, file for your children. And use the system in the same way the woman would use the system against you. One guy said to me, but won't I be a beta if I did that? I'm like, you're already a beta. What the? You're already a beta. You stay home 10 to 15 years, 20 years being a house mom. You're already a beta. So you might well be a beta that she's taking care of now that she wanted to divorce you. She refused to put your name on anything so you can get back on your feet. So guys, do what you want. First of all, you should not be a house mom or dad or whatever you want to call it. It's a beta thing. It's not what men were created to do. Men were not created to follow. They were created to lead, right? So you never should follow a woman. Every time you listen to the woman, you're going to suffer. And because you listen to the woman, she makes you stay home, you're suffering. So go to court when they want a divorce or whatever. Ask for spousal support. That's what they ask for, and that's what the court gives them. Ask for support for the children. Ask for everything that you all have acquired during the marriage. Ask for half of that. All right? Use the court against the woman in the same way they use it against you. Just don't be angry. And don't be worried about being a beta. You're already a beta, so you might well be a beta all the way. And then get back on your feet. Eventually get on your feet. But don't let her make you stay home for 10, 15, 5, 10, 15, 20 years. And then she want to leave and take everything. And anyway, if a woman is not putting your name on the house, you're staying home being a beta, and she's not putting your name on the house with her name, that should make you suspicious anyway. Why would you stay in a situation like that? But it is bad, folks. I had no idea the suffering that these men are going through as a result of staying home and calling themselves a house dad. Who told you that was okay to do that? And these guys are miserable. And the woman is miserable too because she hates this weak man who agrees to stay home and let her go to work. She hates him. And these women treat these kind of men like donkey dong. They treat them bad because they hate them. They hate them. So yes, men, you can go to court and use the system against the woman in the same way she'll use it against you. Just don't be angry. And another thing, my producer gave me this as in dealing with this, I had no idea that according to CBS News, well, this is report is from CBS News. Nearly 1 in 5 stay-at-home parents are now "quote unquote" dads, according to new data. According to new data from the Pew Research Center, the group found 18% of stay-at-home parents were fathers in 2021, up from 11% in 1989. Watch this from CBS.
This is a fascinating story that Errol and I have been discussing all morning. New data shows that nearly 1 in 5 stay-at-home parents are dads.
Are you surprised? Do you expect that result? Well, Pew Research Survey analysis says in 2021, 18% of at-home parents were fathers, which is up 11%
from back in
since 1989. Meanwhile, the overall rate of parents who don't work has been steady. In 1989, 17% of parents didn't work, while in 2021, that was 18%.
So fascinating how it hasn't changed how many parents are staying at home, but the division of labor has changed.
Isn't that like amazing? It's like some things as a man and as a woman, you don't need others to tell you. It's like it's in you, it's built in you to know. What happened to that? It's built in you guys to know you're not supposed to stay home unless it's an extreme, unusual situation. You can't walk, you're sick, you can't move, you got no other choice, right? But it's built in you to sweat by your brow as a result of listening to the woman. You got to go to work and rejecting the father, turning away from the father. And women got to stay home and suffer in childbearing. She got to have pain at home making the babies. I don't know how you convince yourself that you should stay home or let a woman or anybody convince you as a man, a male, that you stay home and let the woman go to work. And then you see how much she hates you for it, and you still stay. I want to give you a quick example of a so-called stay-at-home dad. Here's a clip of a stay-at-home dad daily routine from TikTok.
Howdy. Welcome back to my morning routine as a stay-at-home dad. It's a wonderful Monday morning, and it's also MLK Day, so I know some people have the day off, but hey, as a stay-at-home dad, my job never stops. So I get the day rolling with our normal routine, but today the kids weren't interested in listening to Tony's. Instead, they just wanted to play with some of their animal toys. It was time to feed Belle, and then we decided what was for breakfast. So we got it rolling, and we threw in some turkey bacon, some eggs, scrambled those bad boys up. It always feels good to kickstart the week on a good note, and I love our Monday mornings together. So I got both of them dressed. Then it was my turn to tackle Charlie's hair since Mom was still getting ready for the day.
No. Can I just do half up, half down? Or do you want me to try? Or do you want me to try and do a braid? A braid. You want me to try and do a braid? Okay.
You know how to do a braid.
I know how to do a braid.
You got it?
What do you think? Want to see the braid? Boom! I'm strong. Braid.
She was so cute this morning, I didn't even have to start her affirmations. She decided to hop up on the sink and just start screaming them at the mirror. She is definitely her mama's daughter. She's so confident, and I love it. I love seeing how much she's just like her mama.
So what's the difference in that and a transgender? What's the difference? Affirmation. What the? I'm blown away. Look, he's so proud of it. And I promise you, his wife hates him. Women hate weak men. I don't care what you say. Women hate needy, catering, weak men. They hate them. So not only are you miserable, stay at home, pretending to be the wife and the mother, the wife is resenting you that you're allowing that to happen. That you're allowing it to happen. And so there's nothing but chaos. That doesn't even look right there. Because it's not normal. I had no idea. I knew there were men that were calling themselves that and doing it, but I didn't know it was this bad. Here's how the rest of this guy's day went from TikTok.
Grab some coffee. It was time to head outside and do a little walk around the neighborhood. Then we headed home to play around in the front yard for a little bit. Then it was time to head inside and finish up a little bit more chores before Clay goes down for his nap. And let me tell you, this little man can help so much. He catches on to everything right now and just wants to do exactly what I'm doing. So really, he's just a little mini me that helps me with what he can. So he wrapped up with the laundry, and then it was time to head into Clay's room, put some of his clothes away, and then put him down for his midday nap. And let me tell you, he was worn out. That was our Monday morning routine.
Like father, like son, huh? Just think of the type of example he's showing to his son and daughter. What a mess, huh? A spiritual battle. A warfare between good and evil. He's creating a beta son. And then the beta son going to have a beta son. And it goes on and on. Wherever happened to that order of God and Christ, Christ and man, man over woman, we're supposed to, and woman over children. You're supposed to overcome, folks. Work on you. This is not good. It's never going to work. One other quick example of a so-called stay-at-home father. Here's another example from TikTok.
My husband is a stay-at-home daddy, and I'm the sole income provider to my family, but our roles are equally as demanding. Our kids only go to school for 3.5 hours a day, so this is what he gets done during that time frame. We have 6 beautiful kiddos, 6 and under, along with 8 pets, so there is a lot of laundry to be done, but unfortunately our dryer broke, and we've been waiting on a part from insurance for a month. So he hit up the laundromat before grabbing me a few things I had asked for at Publix. He came home and tried to record the haul, but it didn't stick, and that's okay, we'll give him some grace because he doesn't record often. It was also trash and recycling day, so he brought in all of those bins before walking the dogs in sub-freezing temperatures. The senior girlies go first. They are 14, 10, and 10, and then the puppies go. Once he's back inside, it's straight to baby girl's nursery to lower her crib mattress because she can kind of peer over the edge and she likes to wave at you, and I want no accidents. And then it was time to break out our dreamy H12 Pro, and my floors are nice and shiny. And then he was like, there's no way this can work on the Cheerios and milk the baby girl had dumped over, and I said, yes, I can, and look at this in real time. He's mailing off a package to my best friend and their 2 kiddos. My son Rowan thinks he is dating the daughter, so he wanted to sign his name special. And then he's showing us the things that he has collected for baby girl for Valentine's Day and her Valentines. He said she not only needed 1, but 2 bows. Okay, can you tell she's wrapped around his finger?
That's amazing. Amazing. It's sad, folks. This is hell on earth. This is what it looks like. You're afraid of going to hell, you're already in hell. This is not good. Really. And this woman that narrated, she's so happy, and yes, she's so unhappy. She cried at night because her man is weak. What has happened? And here's how the rest of his day went.
Now you're going to see my husband get upset at me, which he rarely does. He saw the cat litter and the things that I got the kitties to integrate them inside, and he knows that's going to be quite an undertaking with our 5 dogs. So, you know, I understand. I left this picture out for him to look at that one of our twins had made at the gym childcare, and it literally has every member of our family. I could not. He hung it up so our child would know just how proud we are of them, and then he is opening up our monthly 1UP Nutrition order of supplements before filling up the kiddos' probiotic waters. He's prepping their lunches. It never hurts to have a good peanut butter and jelly on hand. We turn them into Uncrustables, and then we save the crust to make as croutons in the air fryer. So easy, so simple. And for snack later, he is prepping cookies. He sat down to do his devotional, and hopefully he said an extra prayer for me because, as you can see, he's over it, okay? All right, Daddy, you did a wonderful job. He's off to run carpool. Bye.
Amazing. How did you allow women to make such a mockery of you? Think about that. And men don't even feel like doing that kind of work. It's not natural. It's unnatural. It's natural for women to do that kind of work because it's been given to them by God to do that. It's unnatural. Men don't feel like doing all that. It's not. He's out working and doing rough work, hard work. That's what he's naturally built for. Why did you allow women to make such a mockery of you? This woman narrating that thing, talking about her husband, I guess her husband, she's making a mockery of him. She's making a mockery of him. Really. And that's what women do to men, weak men. They make a mockery of you. They're laughing at you when they're with their little girlfriends. They are not liking you at all. It's bad for her ego, and she loves it. This is evil. This is not good. It's not good for the wife, and it's not good for the children, especially for the children. If the father is the light of the family, and he's in the house being of darkness, how is that going to help the children? What will the children think as they're growing up, and they see the father being the mother and not the father being the father, and the mother pretending to be the father? This woman that's narrating this, she's all getting you about it, but she hates the weakness of the man. She's telling you what he's doing for her. How did this happen? Well, I understand human hearts are evil. That's how it happened. And I understand it started at home with his mother. The woman is truly his God. And you seem like excited to be feminine. It's sad. It's not even funny, really. You're looking at evil, pure evil on earth. You think about going to hell, you're already in hell. I want you to watch this female, it's Female Monday, and then I'll get to your calls. I want you to watch this female actor. How dumb she is. She needs a man to lead her. Or because women are 100% responsible for overcoming their own hell, the man is not responsible to make her overcome. She and only she can take responsibility for that. So it's on her. Watch this from a so-called multi-millionaire celebrity, Cynthia Erivo, says her life is hard because we don't affirm her. We don't affirm her chosen pronouns. Them. Watch this from X.
It isn't easy. None of it is. Waking up and choosing to be yourself, proclaiming a space belongs to you when you don't feel welcomed. Teaching people on a daily basis how to address you, and dealing with the frustration of reteaching people a word that has been in the human vocabulary since the dawn of time. They, them. Words used to describe pedantically two or more people, poetically, a person who is simply more.
And the people applauded. The people applauded that. It didn't make any sense at all, 0 sense. And they applauded it. Now you want to know what hell looked like? Those are just examples right there. But it gets worse. Men and women, boys and girls, you can overcome hell. You really, you're not stuck, unless you want to be stuck. This is hell on earth. You have peace on earth. But you got to work on you. The women are 100% responsible for working on themselves, and men are 100% responsible for working on themselves and 100% responsible for the woman, but not in the way that you think you're responsible for her. Not in the way you think you're responsible. Not at all in the way you think you are. But as you work on yourself, you'll see, men, how you should be working with the woman. Let me go to first-time caller out of the Philippines. Heard around the world. Brandon, a first-time caller out of the Philippines. Welcome to the show, Brandon. Hey, Brandon.
Hey, Jesse.
Hey, Brandon.
How you doing?
Amazing.
Amazing. What's your biblical question? I want to answer that really quick.
How can you change your future?
I don't think you can change your future. I don't think the future even belongs to us. So I don't think we can change it. We can only watch it and either be glad about it or upset about it.
Well, I appreciate you. I appreciate you responding to it. I'll put my 2 cents in on Sunday.
Heck yeah, that sounds amazing. So I called because I need some advice. I am married and going on 2 years. Got married young.
How old are you?
There's some... Huh?
How old are you?
Early 20s, 23.
Oh, yeah, that is young. Go ahead.
Got married young and came into the relationship not really open to sharing, the things that are happening with me or the things that I don't like. And I would keep it to myself. And my spouse would see it, and she reacted in a way that wasn't the most common because she thought I was intentionally not doing it on purpose.
How old is she?
Same age.
Okay.
And yeah, she thought I was intentionally doing it on purpose. And so she took that, and her words were pretty heavy as far as like vulgar language towards me as an individual, because she thought it was me, the individual, intentionally doing it. And that went on for almost a year. And I came to her later and I was like, this happened, in my life. This is why this is happening, because I'm uncomfortable. There's a fear there about sharing myself. And it got worse. She thought like this entire time I was hiding that from her. Aside from like just not really being aware, but she thought I was hiding it. And then the words got worse, there was threats about being physically violent and all that.
There was a threat from her toward you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
And the worst thing I did was I said, because there were certain things that I did where like, okay, I could understand why she could get upset. And other things are just like common mistakes that happen. But the worst thing I said was, I get why you're upset. Say what you want, and I'll take it.
What the?
That.
What, beta? Beta.
I know. I felt like a B word.
You were a B word. You're a bitch.
Yeah, and so she started to talk to me that way, and that was going on for like a year. And after I said it, it got worse because she thought, I don't know if she thought it was right, but she didn't care at that point.
And because of time, what's your question for me?
So there were some things that happened after that. Like eventually things did get physically violent. The way she was talking to me, I started to judge myself like that. There were some...
She attacked you or you attacked her?
She physically put her hands on me.
Okay. Did you have her put in jail?
No, but I said something.
What'd you say?
I said something to the authorities, and I said I'm done. And I said, if anything comes up, I have a statement that, hey, this happened, to like refute whatever lies she might tell. That ended up happening later on down the road.
That did happen, you say?
Yeah, she ended up telling a lie because
Okay.
in her head, I was betraying her, so she betrayed me back.
Amazing.
There were threats of divorce plenty of times, and I think, like the 8th or 9th time, we blocked each other. I gave her money. We weren't talking, and I stepped out and saw someone else. And then a little after that, there was, a suicidal attempt. Because after a year of
By
being
you or
talked to
her?
like that, by me.
You tried to
After
commit
a year,
suicide?
Yeah.
How were you
hated
going?
so
What were you gonna do? How were you gonna kill
Sir,
yourself?
I was gonna turn into the Scream monster. Scream the movie.
No.
Oh, it's like a slasher.
But because of time, what were you gonna do to kill yourself?
Stab myself with a knife.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. But go ahead, because of time.
We haven't sought counseling, but we're planning on it. And part of me thinks that things will work, but a part of me thinks like I just so happen to be with the wrong person. And I'm hopeful for things working out. I kind of want them to.
Why?
But also, there's a fear there. There's a fear of divorce. I grew up seeing a divorce. I grew up seeing domestic violence. But there's a fear centered around that.
Do you have children with her?
No.
Oh, good.
No.
Oh, good.
That's what my mama said.
Oh, Lord. And so, because
I would have went bald.
Because of time, your question for me is what?
What advice would you give going into counseling?
Divorce her immediately. Be done. Really? She's going to destroy you.
It's so funny because I had a dream around that time that everything was hectic and, things got physically violent.
Brandon, you don't have any children with her, so that's a blessing. Don't make any children with her. You let this woman go completely, and then you just start working on you. Don't ever seek another woman. That should not be on your mind. The only thing should be on your mind is seeking what is right, seeking the truth, and the truth will add everything unto you, and it'll be perfect. But if you look for that, you get into another woman or anything like that, you're going to always pick the wrong one, and you're going to always catch hell. And you did the right. You're not supposed to be telling a woman your issues, your personal business or anything. It's not her business, and there's nothing she can do about it anyway. And all the reason she wants to know is so she can control you. Do not do that. But let her go.
Speaking of that, the whole control thing, so I did step out, and she stepped out as well.
Did she find out?
Yes, I told her.
Well, and why?
She found out. Shame.
What?
And shame and wanting to be honest.
That's insane. And how did she find out about you?
I told her.
I mean, how did you find out about her?
My coworker called me because that's who she went to.
So he told you about her, and you told her about you.
Yes.
And that makes sense.
It's all a crazy situation. The more time goes on, I start to think that fear is keeping me stuck.
It is. Besides being a beta, fear is.
A beta with a big B.
Whatever. You're right. A big beta. And then your mama's boy. Why is mama in your business?
Huh?
If you can you can hear. Why is Brendan? If you can you call me back tomorrow?
Yes.
Call me as soon as you can tomorrow and let the screener know I told you to call back. I'm gonna take your call as soon as you call in.
Okay.
Your story needs surgery.
I'm going to heed to your advice, though, 100%.
Yeah, be done with that woman. Be done with her. All right, but we'll finish this tomorrow. Call me tomorrow.
All right. Peace. Go eat some ice cream.
I will. Thank you, buddy. First time caller, Ali, out of Massachusetts. Ali, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse, how are you?
All is well, sir.
That's good. So, first of all, I just want to say thank you because I've been doing the silent prayer, and I'm someone with a lot of anxiety, and it's just been helping me out, and God's been revealing certain things to me. And, yeah, I'm 21, and I moved house.
And what does anxiety feel like?
It's kind of like in certain situations, I'll be like presenting to a class or something, and my heart will race, and I won't be able to like talk, and my voice will get shaky.
Amazing. Can you hold for me?
Yeah.
Let me take a break. I want to go back to Ali, a first-time caller out of Massachusetts. Ali, thank you for holding. You were telling me what anxiety feel like.
Yeah, so, also, excuse me, I probably sound a little sick. It's kind of just, like, you'll get, like, shaky, or at least this is how it happens for me. I'll get shaky, and I won't really be able to, like, talk. It usually happens when I'm presenting to a large group of people, and, yeah, I think it's, like, a fear of being judged or something, and it's probably just, like, a lot of, like, internal anger. But yeah, it's just horrible. It sucks.
I bet it does. What the? And so.
Beta.
And do you feel anxiety right now?
I did right before you picked up, just a little bit, but I kind of went away.
And what made it go away?
I think I just reminded myself that I think that I'm being judged by people, and that's stupid. So then I just calmed down.
Also, you got away from the thought that you're about to go on the phone and the world can hear you. It would be like, you know how when you're just talking to your friends, you're hanging out, you're just talking, and without thinking about talking, you're just speaking, having fun?
Yeah.
And nothing is on your mind. You're not nervous. You're not having anxiety or anything. You just relax, right?
Yeah.
And then the moment someone says, come up and tell us about yourself or give a talk, you go into anxiety feelings, right?
Yeah.
And the reason for that, you go into thoughts. If you didn't go into thoughts, you could speak amongst 10,000 people and feel nothing about it.
Yeah. I kind of feel like when I present, I kind of feel like you. I remember one time you told me, or like you told everyone, like the first time you started doing Bond.
Yeah.
And you were just all over the place. So that's kind of what it feels like when I present to a class.
Right. I mean, and I didn't know then what I know now. And I didn't realize I was living in thoughts. And the thoughts were telling me the public is judging you. You're not this, you're not that. And I was believing that. And so I didn't know what I know now. What would happen if you never thought or used the words anxiety or the word anxiety ever again? If you never said that about yourself, what would happen?
Like if I just never used the word?
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I feel like I'd still feel something, but I don't know what I don't know. I don't know what would happen if I called it something else or something.
No, if you call it nothing, if you call it nothing, you don't have a name for it at all. What do you think will happen?
Then I'd probably still get the feeling, but I'd have to just forcefully like sit with it and live with it, and hopefully eventually it will just subside.
And so why don't you do that?
I feel like I do now.
Oh, okay.
Before I didn't, and I've just been overcoming it and stuff. Yeah, I try not to call it anxiety and stuff. I just said that so you would understand, but
I
yeah,
got you.
I try not to like call it anxiety and stuff.
Yeah, don't give it a name at all because it's an illusion. It's not even real. So the next time you go before the public, and when that feeling come, well, when the thoughts come, because you can't have the feeling of it unless you have the thoughts first. So when the thoughts come, and it sounds like you're doing it, just notice it, but don't call it anything. Don't fight with it. Just see it, and you're going to be amazed at what happens. You got to stop calling it anything. It's not you. Never say, I'm having anxiety, or I'm having this, or someone think this about me, or that about me. Drop the conversation, and you can be free.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure you're right. Yeah, I'll do that. I won't even call it anxiety anymore.
Yeah, don't call it anything. Just see it and do nothing about it, and just live your life. It's going to be amazing. Have you dropped your anger?
I don't know. So because of, okay, I'm just going to call it this one more time.
Okay, yeah.
Because of that,
well,
like,
communication say you got to use words to communicate, but you use words consciously, like we're constantly talking about this stuff now. It's not going to affect you because you're not identified with words when you're conscious of using words.
I understand.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, because of the anxiety and stuff, since I still like feel it, like I feel like if I were to present to like a big group of people, I'd probably feel it. So I assume that I still have anger because, why would I feel it if I didn't have anger?
Well, you can't have the anxiety feeling unless you have anger. When the anger disappears, then all of the anger children goes away with it. Fear and doubt, anxiety, worry, comparing yourself. All those things disappear when the anger disappears.
All right. Yeah, so I guess I have not dropped my anger completely, no.
Have you forgiven your mother?
I have, yeah. I forgave my mom and my grandma.
How did that go when you went to them? Did you go to them?
So my mom freaked out. My mom's kind of crazy. I don't know. She doesn't really
mothers
talk
are crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. But my mom is extra crazy. She's like, I started opening my mouth, and before I could even finish like the first minute of me speaking, she already didn't like what she was hearing. And so she just started screaming and freaking out and saying that she did so much for me and all this stuff. I knew it was going to happen. I just went to her just to kind of do it. But I truly have forgiven her. And my grandma kind of, she was a little bit better about it. Like, when I forgave my grandma, it was weird. She kind of understood everything already. She's a lot older. It was really weird. But
amazing. And so, but you forgave your grandmother anyway, right? I mean, your mother anyway, right?
Yeah, I forget. I don't hold any resentment or anger towards my mom or my father.
Nice. And so you went to your father as well?
Yeah, I went to my dad because my mom, so I grew up with my mom, and my mom's from Boston. She's from here, from Massachusetts. And my dad's from Egypt. And this is so funny. My mom, she kind of convinced me that my dad was like some, Allah Akbar guy or something. And so when I was a kid, I was really scared of my dad because he would hit me and stuff, but it was usually it was usually to discipline me. Yeah. And I guess I took that and I would go home and my mom would make it way worse in my head than what it was. And so I always feared my dad.
Amazing.
So I kind of went to him and I said, I forgive you for not protecting me from my mom because, I know you can help yourself.
And what did he say?
he understood. He didn't even think it was a crazy thing to say. He was like, you know, things happen, yada, yada.
Yeah.
And we kind of just talked it out, and he knows I love him.
Fathers love their sons and daughters. Fathers love their children. And when they leave the mother. They do not leave their children.
Yeah. Hey, do you think there's a reason why I don't yearn for my dad now, though? I've never really yearned for him.
When you say, so when you were a kid, you didn't want to be, you were not missing your father?
No, not really.
Not at all?
Not a lot. Like, I remember there was a couple times where he would, like, show love to me, and it felt really nice. But I think my mom just had me under her spell, and, like, I just thought I was better off at my mom's.
And so you have never missed your father and wondered about him or wanted to be with him?
I'm sure there was a time or two where I did, like, want to see him, but I never, like, I never felt like it was a spiritual thing.
That's what it means to yearn for your father.
Oh.
And sometimes, and if you're aware of yourself, you will realize there is a void. And it's like something is missing, and you don't know what it is, so you go out and you try to become educated, or you try to get a job, or get married, or something to fulfill that void, when it's really just a yearning for a return to the Father.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Well, all right, that's awesome. I wanted to call. This one should be really quick. I just had a question for you.
Okay.
Are you a Christian?
If I had to identify with religion, like which religion, it would be Christianity, absolutely.
Okay, and because I'm just asking because one time you said that regardless if you're Christian, Muslim, Jewish, like the perfect peace stuff doesn't matter. You just got to go forgive your mothers and fathers and drop your anger.
Yes, because
go ahead. So I guess I was just wondering, like, if Christianity had anything to do with perfect peace.
No, zero, because God is not involved in religion at all. And that's why people, when they join different groups of religion, or whoever's running that religion, they fight over it. They say their religion is the best and this is the best, right? Because there's an ownership, an ego ownership when you identify with anything, religion, your wife, your children, your anything, you feel ownership to it. God is not in religion at all, zero. You're not going to find God in Christianity and Judaism, Alawabaism, Mormonism,
but don't you kind of base your Don't you kind of base the perfect peace stuff on? I know that one verse that you always bring up: "Be still and know God."
Right.
Like that's in the Bible.
Yeah, but that's not religion.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah,
that's just the truth. It's not religion. One thing I can promise you, God is not involved. He has nothing to do with religion, and you're never going to find God in religion. The only thing you would do is attach yourself to another false identity, and you would call it Christianity, you would call it Catholicism or Judaism or some type of ism, and you will have a false sense of salvation, but you will not be free. You will still be afraid. You will still cry at night. You will still worry. You will still have jealousy and be revengeful. You will have no peace because God is not in religion. You're not going to find him in religion.
Absolutely. Yeah, I totally understand that. So why are you Christian?
Because that's born into a Christian thing, but I don't see myself as that anymore. I used to see myself as a Christian. It was a false identity, but I was born into it. So in order to communicate on this earth, I say Christian, but that's not who I am.
That makes sense. All right. Well, that's basically all I wanted to ask. I guess because I'm Christian. Like, I identify as Christian, but like I don't really like, I don't read the Bible. I don't like highlight my Bible. I just kind of pray. Other than doing my seventh prayer, I also pray to the Father, like with actual words.
And what do you
So
say?
Well, it's kind of funny. Usually I'll be like, so I'll say, God, I know this is all ego, but I just wanted to say, and then I'll just like say something.
I totally understand that, man. I remember when I first started, I used to do the same thing. I was so accustomed to using words to pray with. And so I started doing the silent prayer, and so I would get it away from words. And then sometimes words would come, and I would say, you know what, God, maybe I shouldn't be saying this is stupid, but, you know.
Yeah, I totally understand
I
that.
probably shouldn't be saying this, but I'm going to say it anyway.
Yeah, that's so funny.
So I know exactly what you mean, man.
Yeah.
When you stay with the silent prayer, you stay present. Practice staying present. You want to see those thoughts. You want to, when those feelings come because you believe the thought, you want to be aware of those feelings. Don't do anything about them. Don't call them you. Don't run away from them. Do not deny them. Just be aware of them. And I'm telling you, I promise you, the truth will take them away from you because they're all just false identities that you identify with, and the world have told you that's who you are. Your parents have told you, oh, you have anxiety, you want a pill, and you've been thinking all the time that it's you. So stop calling yourself anything, and you'll be fine.
All right. Thank you so much, Jesse.
I wish you well, man. Call me again.
Yes, sir.
All right, buddy. 888-775-3773. I want to show you something that's really dumb, insane, and these people could have saved their money and then and really learned, got a lesson without having to pay for it. Gotten a lesson without having to pay for it. This is almost like an April Fool joke, but it's not. Well, they've been fooled because they paid all their money for a piece of paper, and they realized it's just a piece of paper, and they threw it away. It's like a bought lesson, as Francisco would say, a bought lesson. This is from ABC 7 News. Some Columbia University graduates tore up their diplomas on Saturday to protest the school cooperation with the Trump administration. Watch this from ABC News, New York.
University graduates today tore up their diplomas to protest the school's cooperation with the Trump administration. Graduates of the School of International and Public Affairs chanted Free Palestine as they destroyed their sheepskins. It was Alumni Day on campus. The protests are in support of Mahmoud Khalil, the Columbia grad student and protester now held by ICE agents. And they also object to the concessions made to curb protests on campus.
And we will continue to rage at this institution until Mahmoud Khalil is free.
What a dummy. Have you noticed two things? That most of these radical groups are headed up by women for whatever reason. They're headed up by women for the most part. And have you noticed that white people, there are always some white people involved in it. And I don't understand why white people think they need to be a part of this mess. This is their country. Why they think they got to be joining these different groups, no matter what the group is, in their own country. Mahout Lamar don't like him, don't like them. Mahout Lamar, according to the Allah about religion, Christians and Jews are worthy of death. You're infidels, dummies, and you join their group to destroy yourself. White people always feel like they got to be a part of trying to prove something. I remember when the white people got involved with the radical, worse than the KKK, Black Lives Matter people. And then there was times when the white people would be marching with the Black Lives Matter people, and the white people would be saying something else. And they were like, shut up, that's not what we were saying. The white people had to agree totally with the Black Lives Matter in order to be a part of that mess. Why y'all need to be a part of that? And so these people destroyed, they tore up their diploma. Don't you see they pay buku money for a piece of paper that's not worth a dime? It's not gold coal. It's an empty piece of paper that they paid hundreds and thousands of dollars for, and they tore it up. It worth nothing. They could have kept that money, started a business or something, and been much better off. Why do you think? It's like paying for a dog. Buy dog food, dog bed, dog doctor, dog everything. And all you got is a pet, and you feel good about it. And then it's just a pet. Those diplomas were just a piece of paper. April Fool, those universities made a fool out of them. What a joke, huh? Educated people are lost people. Look at the world. The world is being controlled by educated people. They have all types of degrees. Look how screwed up the world is because they are screwed up. And then you can't wait to go to college. When will you take control of your own life? Look, that piece of paper meant nothing. They had tore it up. Amazing, huh? Mind-blowing stuff. I want to show you something that is not... So they really, according to the report, these people really did tear up their diploma. It wasn't worth a dime. I remember when I finished high school, they gave you a high school diploma. Did you get one?
I did.
Huh?
Yes, I did.
What did you do with it?
It's a, I don't know. It's somewhere in like storage or something.
You didn't finish high school, right? You ran away.
I finished high school.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you ran away.
No.
You just went to work.
Right.
Became a dishwasher.
What did you do with your diploma once you got it?
I don't know.
You don't know, huh? I remember when I first got my diploma, I was so proud of it. And I said, I'm going to always keep this. In a few days or so, I lost it. And I have no idea where it is.
So there's no proof that you actually even graduated.
Right. You have to check my the school records.
Is the school open even still?
No, it's gone. The school gone. Everybody left that area, so the school it's gone. And then the kids were transferred to other schools around the area.
Right.
But I have no idea where I lost it right away. And I've been thinking, because I wanted to show it off some more, but I don't know where I put it. But anyway, it's not worth anything.
Right.
It's just a thrill. Here's something that's not a thrill. I mean, not April Fool. This is from Fox 32. Chicago birthday celebration at near North Side restaurant took a shameless turn when 3 women dashed and bragged about it online. I had never heard of dying. When we were going over this morning with my producer and Hate, they had to tell me over and over again what it was. I'm like, well, I thought it was like a car delivery service or something. Watch this from Chicago 32, Fox Chicago 32.
Days ago, 3 women from Rochester, New York, were here in Chicago to celebrate a birthday and left behind one heck of a surprise. They decided to dine and dash after greasing their fingers on chicken wings, eating Alfredo, and washing it all down with flights of drinks.
The server went to the table. They asked for the ticket to be split. She left from this table behind me to a few steps away, clicked the button. As she left, they got up one at a time and walked out.
So let's look at this. You see it, 262 buckaroos. The tab was well over $200 at Soul Vibes, located in the Near North neighborhood, though they skipped on the bill. They were spotted on surveillance, leaving one at a time within 30 seconds of the server stepping away. One lady you couldn't miss, she was wearing a blue wig. You see her right there. They also forgot that they added information to the wait list before being seated, including a name and number. And to add insult to injury, the trio laughed about it right there on social media, tagging the restaurant and telling them thanks for the free food.
And they appear to be black. It's so black to do that, too. What do you think about that, Hake?
That's crazy. The fact that they brag about it online, it's so typical nowadays.
I know.
Shake
They
my
go
head.
online and expose themselves like that. What do you think? Don't they know the police coming? No, huh?
Right. I'm surprised it even really made the news.
Yeah. Well, man, this is hell on earth. Now do you believe me when I tell you hell is right here on earth coming through? What do you call that word when you put outside what's inside of you?
Projecting.
Projection. It's projecting out of people. Hell is right here on earth. If you want heaven, heaven is right here on earth. They blurred out their faces, but we can tell they look a little black. Their skin was black. Joel Friday said, I left my graduation. At my graduation, as I was leaving, I left my diploma on top of the car and drove off.
That sounds like Joel. Driving off in his stick shift with no tags.
Joel Friday is a mess. What the super chat.
Super chats.
And Hake.
Yes.
You have something white on your mustache. Yeah. It's still there.
Maybe it's called white hairs.
Or maybe it's called April Fool.
You got me. That's not Christian to call a person a fool.
Wow. I love it. What, beta?
He had me tripping out.
Beta.
Alpha fool.
April Fool. Today is April Fool.
Nice.
It's the first day of April.
Indeed.
Amazing.
The rent's due. Oh, no rent today.
Why not?
April Fools.
Oh, God.
Silly.
Silly of me to go around bragging about the love I found. How I love you. It's a song for everything.
Indeed.
Amazing.
Yeah. Completion 888. Why does cremation matter if we are not our bodies? Thanks in advance, Jesse. Shout out, Hake. Joel's and Nick's shows also shining bright.
Shout out. Because they're telling you to cremate yourself to make money off you. They don't want to miss a dime. How come all my life we've been burying people? And all of a sudden, they come up with this idea of cremation because they want to make sure they get money from everybody. It's a money-making thing. And it's so amazing to me how people jump for it without even thinking about it. They just go for it. It's like I was thinking this morning about the dogs, who let the dogs out. How everybody and their mama now love dogs. They walk around with little dogs and funny dogs and long dogs, short dogs, who let the dogs out. And the dog making business is booming. The people who make dog food, remember they didn't make dog food before we fed the dog or the dog go out somewhere and find his own food? We would like give the dog a bone. When we ate all the meat off the chicken, we would get a bone to the dog. Get a dog a bone. Or the dog went out and found his own food, and everybody was just fine. Now they have made the dog your child, and the dog business is booming. And the dog doctor business is booming. There was a time when there were no doctor dogs or dog doctors. And the dog business is booming. And even the airline business and the cafes, they're booming because they let the people on with the dogs now. It's about the money. It's about the money. I was telling my staff about AI this morning. I had heard a report that young people are really going for AI, and a lot of them are putting in their private business onto AI, and they're getting ripped off because somebody owned AI. AI didn't come around and just create itself. There's a big computer somewhere from someone who created AI, and they're collecting all of your personal business. And then you cry. But the young people just think AI made itself. Is that true or not? They don't realize somebody made AI, and somewhere on the other end, somebody's running that computer.
I don't know.
You don't think somebody created AI? You think AI created itself?
Maybe they kind of like gave it a push, and now it's going on its own.
So you really think a computer created its own self?
Mm-hmm.
What a beta.
Steady Friday.
Are you joking?
No, I'm not joking.
You think a computer, a machine, create itself?
I mean, it's like I said, they gave it a push. You created it, and then it starts to like advance itself.
What does that mean? How does it do that?
It's because it's artificially intelligent.
No, somebody it's advancing itself. It's not doing it by itself. It's just a piece of machine.
There is some maintenance
it's
involved,
just,
I'm sure.
And more than just maintenance.
Nice.
That's amazing. Did you know that I heard a report this morning that Ford Motor is bringing back stick shift?
Nice.
And most young people don't even know what stick shift is. Do you know that?
I do.
What is it?
It's another way of operating a motor vehicle.
How?
With a stick that shifts the gears. You got to press that clutch.
Do you know how to
you gotta
drive
do
one?
that thing. I do a little bit.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
They say most young people don't even know about this. They don't know how to drive one or anything. Can you imagine? What a sad way to live. And so, but this stick shift doesn't have a clutch.
Oh, man.
It just kind
So you don't have to have any skill.
Right. They said because young people don't know how to drive stick shift.
Well, I still don't know how to drive stick shift. And I've been driving one for like 15 years.
So really just cosmetic, just for the feel.
Yeah, because they're SUVs, they want you to feel like you're driving a SUV.
Yeah, it feels cool.
Yeah, with a stick shift.
I heard that those Teslas, they have like a speaker that goes...
Right. Most electric vehicles.
Because otherwise it's just quiet.
If I was a car maker, I'd bring back loud noise cars.
Right.
Cars that make noise and stick shift, rough cars. And they would sell like hotcakes.
And clutches that are hard to work so that you just go ka-chunk, 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 if you shift wrong.
But you know how I can't imagine not knowing how to drive a stick shift. It's so nice to know how to drive a stick shift.
It is.
Nick, you know how to drive one?
A little.
Yeah.
Yeah, I learned on a stick shift.
Beta.
I first started.
You forgot,
I bet you I did. But I bet you I could do it. I bet you I could do it. You know, the manual shifting is a different thing than just cosmetic, huh? It's also, I hear...
What do you mean by cosmetic?
Better for gas and stuff.
It is, yeah. It's better for gas.
Like you're controlling
it's better for if your car should stall, you can just give it a little quick push, jump in there, hit that clutch, hit that first brake, and it comes.
I don't know.
I've
These
never
computers
had to do
will
that,
be super efficient.
Fortunately.
What?
I've never done that, fortunately. I mean, I did it in my dad's truck.
Yeah.
I remember pushing it to jump it. Anyway.
I first learned how to drive a stick shift on a tractor. When I was farming this thing, my granddad said, "Hey, you gotta drive this tractor and break ground." I'm like, "I can't drive no stick shift." He's like, "Get up there, I'll show you."
Wow, cool.
Yeah, that's definitely different.
We're never going to get through all these super chats.
Oh, I forgot we were doing super chats.
Oh, yeah. Super chat. Thank you.
Steady Freddy with a lemon person body head and a little powder puff thing high-fiving each other.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Amazing.
Someone bought 3 coffees. Good morning. Hi, y'all. Happy Female Monday. Jesse, there is trouble in the land. P.S. James Hake needs to shut up and step up.
What do that mean?
And do the right thing for a change.
About what?
I'm not sure.
Jesse, there's trouble in the land. That means that her husband beat her. There's trouble in the land. Amazing. Thank you. Marcos out of New Hampshire. Marco, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse.
Hey, Marco.
Yeah, so I'm calling you. I'm a little nervous. I'll be honest.
Relax. It's just Jesse.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I just typed your name up on YouTube. I've heard about you. I typed your name up this weekend, and I was shocked because what you're talking about forgiving the mother is very relevant in my life right now. My mother and I just got into we're not talking right now. We're not on good terms right now. You know what I mean?
You're not supposed to be on good terms with her. If you're on good terms with your mother, you're a beta.
Oh man, that's funny. That's funny. Let me allow me to
okay,
a
go
little
ahead.
bit of backstory. I don't want to get too much details. I know too much is really not helpful. So a little bit of backstory is, so my mom had 3 baby daddies. She got with my father, who was a drug addict. He's been using since he was a young teenager. He didn't tell you that till I was about 12.
Marco, hold on for me, but let me take a break, all right?
Okay.
Do not hang up. Hold on. Let me go back to Marco. And Marco is discovering that it's difficult to get along with his mother. And Marco, thank you for holding. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, so it is difficult. That's right. She got with, so the third and last person she got with, they was together for 10 years. And it was crazy. It was a mess the whole time. It was a mess the whole time. So from when I was 10 to 20, I lived in this house that was straight chaos with these two. And
so your mother have 3 children by 3 different men, right?
4. I only have 1 fully related sibling. Yeah.
That's amazing. And so you grew up in a home with all these different guys and a crazy mama.
It wasn't all these different guys. She had 1 girlfriend after that I remember as a kid, and then it went from that relationship to she was single for a while, and then she got with this guy.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Yep. And so there's a 10-year difference between me and my little brother.
So she had a relationship with a woman, you're saying?
She did. I was in between.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Yeah. So recently I
did
texted
she have
her
a
that-
baby by the woman?
No.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so she like blew up on me because I told her she was doing something I felt disrespected by. She took that as disrespect and straight disrespected me and my wife for that. And now she got all the siblings kind of in on it. I thought it would be like a private thing, but now like everybody know about it in the house. And
so she built an army against you.
Yeah. And none of them see how I see it. None of them even address me about the situation. They act like nothing's happening. And I can't get over it. I can't get over that. Nobody's really going to check up on on me or nobody's going to ask me about it. It's just going to get swept under the rug. And that's real hard, especially because I got a son. So I don't know how to move forward with the siblings and my mother when it comes to, like, I'm not inviting them. Right now I'm not inviting them to nothing. And I just would really like some guidance, some instruction, some direction on.
How old are you?
27.
And how old is your son?
He's 2.
Okay. Are you married or you had him out of wedlock?
I'm married. What does wedlock mean?
Are you black?
I'm Puerto Rican, but it's the black side of Puerto Rico.
Oh, okay. Because I know every black person know what out of wedlock means. But it meant that it's when you make a baby, you're not married.
Okay, yeah. So we did have a baby, and then we got married after.
Okay, so your question for me is what?
How do I know the answer is forgiveness. This is what you're saying.
Right.
So how do I move forward and forgive? Because I know you're talking about let go of anger. I'm asking you, what would you see is the best direction I go in to move forward and to be a stronger man for my family about this?
So you went to your mother, you apologized for resenting her. That's the right thing to do so God can forgive you. And then she went and built, according to you, she went and built an army against you with your sibling, and they have taken her side. And not only take her side, they haven't even spoken to you about it. Forgive them too and move on with your life and have nothing to do with them at all. Just wish them well. You have your own family. You don't need them. You have your own wife. You have your own child. You work on you and take care of your family, and you'll be fine. Don't go back begging. You don't need to apologize anymore. And they are wrong for taking the mother's side and just judging you without even, first of all, it's not their business, but without even getting them, coming to you with it. Just know that those people are your enemies. They're not your friend. They're not your family or anything. So just don't be mad at them and go and live your life. And be glad that you see now that they don't love you. They have never loved you. They don't love each other or anything. And be glad to see it so that you can move on with your life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I never apologized to her about resenting her. After that disagreement, we got on a phone call, and it came out that I resent her. I told her because she wasn't owning up to anything. She wouldn't apologize for nothing. So I told her, I was like, you know what, Mom, you won't own up to nothing. I'll say something. I do resent you. And then that's when I looked at your name, and then so it's funny how it worked out that way. But maybe I think I should just show up just one more time in person and let her know that, or I could do a phone call or what.
Well, I would, if you could FaceTime with her. If not, I would recommend you do a phone call because you don't want them to get violent. You don't want to go through all that. So I would just say, you know what? I am wrong for resenting you for what you, because she could not help herself. She's angry. She resents her mother. She has no love. And she's been looking for love with these people, and they didn't have it to give her. So she's just lost. She could not help herself because her mother has done to her what she's done to you. So forgive her, and just forgiveness means I'm wrong for being angry at you, because now I realize as an adult you could not help yourself. And God will forgive you, and then you move on. Really, just move on. And whether she say I'm sorry or anything, it's on her. Don't expect her to apologize or to admit anything. You don't need her to do that. You forgive her, and God will forgive you. And work on yourself, and you will have an amazing life. You don't need them anymore at all. You don't need your siblings. You don't need your mama. You don't need anyone at this point. Just work on you, and you'll be fine. You'll have a perfect life.
Mm-hmm. I appreciate that. One last thing, too.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it do make sense because, like, it's true. Like, at some point, you know, I can only play this card for so long until I become the problem. Where it's like,
Yes.
okay, but now what?
Your mother
So
don't love you. Your siblings don't love you. Your friends don't love you. Your wife don't love you. And you don't love yourself until you get over this false self. Then you're going to know what love is. And it's going to be amazing. You must overcome needing anybody, wanting anybody or anything, and then you'll be free. But as long as you want, even as long as you want something, let's say you try to get love from your wife, it's going to destroy your marriage because your wife don't have love to give. Women do not have love. They receive love from the man who receives it from God. And so if you try to get love from your wife, it will destroy your marriage.
I like that. I like that.
You just forgive your mother so God can forgive you. Forgiveness is, I'm sorry for resenting you. I'm sorry for being angry. When you were a kid, when you were younger, you couldn't help it. You needed your mother to be right. We need our father and mother to be right, but our parents are not right. And they screw us up, and we become like them. And if you don't overcome, you will repeat the same cycle. But if you overcome them by forgiving them, then you're going to pass down love to your son, and your son won't have to go through the hell that you've gone through.
Right. Right on. Right. All of that applies to the father as well, my father.
Yes. You can forgive your father for not being there to protect you from your mother. He didn't know how to deal with the hell in your mother. He loved you. He just didn't know how to deal with her.
Right.
Because he had not forgiven his mother. And every woman he gets involved with is his mother, and he doesn't know how to deal with it. So he becomes the boy, and the woman becomes the mama. And I want to encourage you that you are married to your mama right now, and your wife's going to give you hell. But if you work on yourself, the hell that she's going to try to bring upon you will not work. But you got to work on you, overcoming your thoughts, your feelings, this wrong need for your wife. You can take her or leave her. Let's say she get mad, like, I'm going to sleep on the couch. You just say, oh, okay, sleep on the couch. Good night. Don't bear her not to or anything. And if she say, I'm mad, you sleep on the couch. Just say, no, I'm not mad. You sleep on the couch. I'm sleeping in the bed. I need my rest. You got to not want her. You can take her or leave her. Otherwise, you're going to end up, she's going to destroy your son.
I see that. I appreciate that, Jesse.
Does she obey you?
Say that again.
Does your wife obey you?
Does my wife obey me? She do, and I guess it's conditional. I guess it's conditional. Sometimes yes.
Well, then she doesn't obey then. What do you mean conditional?
I guess it's conditional. It depends on my actions as well.
Well, then she doesn't love you. You're going to catch hell, buddy. A woman is not supposed to obey a man based on conditions. She's supposed to obey her husband. It's natural for a woman to obey her husband. And it's not based on anything that he does or does not do. It's her natural state of being.
Yeah, I could see that. Why she would take the control sometimes, because I have to admit I don't be running the show like I'm supposed to sometimes.
And why
that's
not?
my bad.
Why not?
It has to do with my mother always hovering over me and doing stuff for me. Like, she would talk for me too sometimes, because she knew I was shy, so she
she would just jump up and start talking to me, and she never gave me that. It's that whole. It goes back to all of that.
Yeah, 100%. You got to forgive your mother so that God can forgive you. Forgiveness is not, mother, I'm sorry. Forgiveness is, I am wrong for judging you. I realize now you couldn't help yourself. I didn't know it as a kid, but now I know you could not help yourself because I see that I can't help myself. You have become just like your mother. You have her mindset, you have her emotions, you have your looking for love, you have the spirit of your mother. All men are just like women. They get angry. They don't point the way. They judge. They're revengeful. They have doubt. They are just like a female because they have the identity of their mothers until they go and forgive their mothers. And God will take away the spirit of the mother and give you the spirit of the father, and then you'll be fine. But right now, you're just like your mother, and that's why this woman doesn't obey you, because she sees you like your mother. And so forgive your mother. Don't ask for forgiveness. Mother, I'm sorry for resenting you. If your mother said, okay, son, I was wrong, fine. If she doesn't, fine. If she yell and scream, that's fine. You walk away and you be done with your mother and just work on you and you'll be fine, really. You'll find when the fake person disappear, the real you will appear. You'll be fine. But you got to start standing up. Not be angry, but you got to speak up to your wife and not be afraid.
Right. Because I have trouble speaking up to in general too.
Yeah, that came from it came from dealing with your mother by yourself, and your father wasn't there to help you.
Yeah.
But be done with your mother. Don't invite her over to your house. Don't let her see your son or any of that stuff. You just work on you and take care of your family.
That sounds right. And I'm interested too in that church you got going on. I just seen a little ad for it, but
yeah, go to rebuildingtheman.com/church. It's amazing fellowship, and you can watch it live every Sunday morning if you're not in the LA area. Or if you're in LA, come on down. But you can watch it live. You can podcast as well.
Thank you, Jesse, man. You're great. You're hilarious. You got it, man.
And do the silent prayer, right? Rebuildingtheman.com/silent prayer. So the truth, God, can bring you out of your thoughts. All thoughts are all lies all the time about anything. So do the silent prayer, right?
All right, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to getting you a call back.
One last thing I want to tell you. So you just be aware. Have a way to see, but you can be aware. Now that you're going to start working on yourself, everything is going to change. You're going to overcome the world. But your wife, unless she start working on herself, she's going to give you pure hell.
Yeah.
Because she's going to lose control over you, and because she'd rather not have the control, but she'd rather have control, but she'd rather not. And so when you start waking up, you're going to stop being a mama's boy to her, and she's going to say, you don't love me anymore. You don't care about my feelings. You don't care about my emotions. But don't give in to any of that, because her thoughts and feelings are evil, and it's not something you're supposed to cater to. Never try to please her or anything. You just be right and do right, and you'll be fine.
I have a feeling it'll turn out well with us. I do. I have a strong feeling that.
If she work on herself, if you work on yourself and she works on herself, you will have a marriage that will last until death do you part. But if you're working on yourself and she's not working on herself, the hell in her is going to hate the heaven in you. It's going to hate the light. The darkness will hate the light. And it will come after you like night going north. So just be aware. Have a way to see. But just be aware so that you'll be aware of it.
Absolutely, Jesse.
And stop catering to her.
I'm gonna take that in. She got the
She got me on iced coffee missions every morning.
What does that mean?
She like her iced coffee. I go get her that iced coffee every morning, and it's you know, I love it. I love to do it, but
What a beta.
But sometimes we say like, oh, we got to stop doing that.
Cause you know you're a beta for doing that.
Oh,
what a beta!
I don't. That's your fool, man.
But work on yourself, all right? And things are. It's going to be hell at first, but go through the hell without being angry about the hell, and right on the other side of hell is heaven. You'll be fine.
I appreciate that. I appreciate it. I really do.
Yeah.
I really do. This is a turning point for my life right now. In this moment, it's a turning point moment.
Yes.
And
yeah,
it's a great time.
All right. Let me know how it goes, man. But forgive and do the silent prayer and watch those thoughts. All thoughts are all lies all the time. Stop believing thoughts. All right, and you'll be fine. The ones that seem good and the ones that seem bad. They're both wrong. And just live in the present, and life will work for you. You don't need to make anything work. You don't have to make your relationship work, your friendships work, your family ship work, whatever. You let it happen, either happen naturally or it doesn't happen at all right?
All right. I can't wait to call you. I'm going to call you back.
Okay.
I'm going to call you back.
Absolutely.
All right.
Take care.
You too.
And remember, Marcos.
Yeah.
Don't be a beta. Be an alpha male, not a beta male.
Yeah.
All right, buddy.
Yeah, for real.
I
respect that too.
Right on. Take care.
Right on.
Bye.
Thank you.
A warfare between good and evil. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, period. It's against spirits and principalities and wickedness and high places. And if you haven't seen by now, you will never, ever, 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 ever see how wicked human beings are. You won't see it. But you can. But it first starts with you. Everything starts with you first. At home. First, you're home. So work on yourself if you want. Or stay in your hell, right? Because I know most people have always and will always love their misery. And they don't want you to tell them how to get out. I understand that. But I got to tell you this. This is amazing. The great white hope, Donald Trump, however it happened, I don't know, but I recognize it when I see it. And it's rare. It's rare. It's so rare, it stands out. Some of you have heard that today is Happy Liberation Day. Today is Liberation Day. Isn't that amazing? I didn't know there was Liberation Day until this morning when I was meeting with my producer. He like, today is Happy Liberation Day. I'm like, what the? But Donald Trump, the great white hope, have found the secret to living life right here on earth. If one person knows, he does. And I don't agree with him putting all these women in charge, but he knows what he's doing, believe me. So I respect that and leave it alone. I don't agree with it, but I'm not mad about it. He knows what he's doing. I trust him. Donald Trump, if you all were to not be so judgmental, if you were not judgmental and learn how to observe things without judging them with thoughts, eyes, words, emotions, overreaction, gesture, and all that, you will be able to see too. Donald Trump has something that very few men who walk the earth discovers. And when you read history, there have been men, one or two great men along the road who have discovered the very same thing, which means that it can be discovered, right? But Donald Trump knows how life works. I don't know if his father taught him that, or did he grow up just interested in life itself, how it worked? But he knows it, and he make it work. Right now, Donald Trump is doing this tariff thing, and as a result, the people who have no clue about life on the sideline, oh, he's moving too fast. He's doing this too much. I interviewed a guy on the Fall State yesterday, upcoming episode. One of the people I interviewed yesterday, and he is a American Atheist Organization or something like that. And he lives in Canada, even though he's an American citizen. He's like, I just don't know what Donald Trump moving too fast. I just don't like what he's doing with Canada. He's just moving too fast. And what I've come to realize, the people who are saying that Donald Trump is moving too fast, they only, first of all, repeated what they heard in the media somebody else said. But what do you mean he's moving too fast? He's doing the work, not you. You're not doing anything. So how is he moving too fast? Is he running over you? And so the media, the Democrat representative, those who vote for the Democrats, some of them, they're like, Donald Trump, the church thing is not going to work. Everything's we're going to have a recession. We're going to this and we're going to that. The stock market's going down and this and that. I'm like, don't worry. What goes up must come down. Have you ever seen anything go up and it didn't come down? So, okay, you're going to feel a little pinch of toughness at first, but it's going to work itself out. What Donald Trump is doing is going to work itself out. I have no doubt about it. It almost, right now, it feels like it did when I was growing up, number one, and then when I left Alabama at 18, and I went over to Indiana to get me a job so I can come to L.A., and jobs were everywhere. I worked at Endless Steel. Steel mill jobs were so easy to get, it wasn't even funny, and then paid buku money, by the way, because I only had to work. I worked 2 weeks to get one paycheck, and then I quit and came here. What Donald Trump is doing, don't worry. Don't listen to the Democrats and the media, because all they're trying to do is to get back in power. What they think is power. It's not real power, but power and wealth. They are afraid of losing their money and all these little buddies losing their money, so they're trying to put fear in you to tell you that this is not going to work when they have nothing better to offer. Think about that. It's not like they offer you a better opportunity. And they're trying to make you think, Donald Trump moving too fast. This is not going to work. Booker was up on the floor yesterday, and apparently he talked for hours about nothing. He had nothing to offer. Cory Booker, he black. He had nothing to offer. I want you to listen to the people who are saying Donald Trump moving too fast. They had nothing to offer. Bunch of losers. Really, they don't say, well, this is how we should do it. We've been in office for years. We've done it. We did it better. They have nothing to offer. Donald Trump, don't worry, folks. He knows what he's doing. Cory Booker stood up there and ran his mouth for 25 hours, talking loud and saying nothing. Really, he said nothing. And the blacks, Lord, help the blacks. They always start out, we shall overcome. We shall overcome someday. When are you going to overcome? What the? You ain't overcame yet. They keep that black thing going so they can control the other blacks to make them think that they're working on their behalf. Today is Happy Liberation Day. Don't worry, the tariff thing will work. Steel mills will come back. Jobs will be available, and taxes will go down. It's in the air. It's everywhere. It's in the air. It's everywhere. Ooh, girl, I'm losing you. I can feel it in my bone. Any day you'll be gone. Ooh, girl, I'm losing you. Your pains will be gone. Physical, as far as taking care of yourself financially, the pain gonna go. I can feel it in the air. It's everywhere. Be patient. Donald Trump knows what he's doing here. And the Democrats knows that he knows what he's doing, but they don't want you to know that he knows what he's doing because they need you to vote them back in or vote for them or whatever because they have nothing to offer right now. Zero. Donald Trump has learned the secret to life. And if you were to work on yourself and really pay attention to you, know thyself, you will learn the secret to life too. It'll reveal itself. And it's amazing. It's really amazing. And I can see it in Donald Trump. So don't worry. Work on you and overcome worry. Work on you and have a wait-and-see attitude. And don't let these losers tell you, oh, he's moving too fast. The stock's going down. Did you know, I wonder if Hate knows about this, with the hate news, not the fake news, that yesterday in California, sales tax went up. And they went up because the voters voted to have sales tax go up. I guess the last time we voted, I didn't vote for it. But they voted, the dominant voters voted to have sales tax go up. The last time we voted, and it was supposed to start now, and it started yesterday. Sales tax went up in California yesterday while California is burning. Think about that. Hate said, I did not know that. CNN doesn't tell me real news, but he listened to CNN. I heard it on the local news here, yesterday. I was watching the local news, and they mentioned that yesterday, and they said the voters voted for it because a lot of the vote they went out and they talked to the voters about sales tax jumped, increase. They're like, I didn't know that. Why? And the report like, you voted for it, dummy. You voted. You told the government you want to pay more money in California. Sales tax jumped from 9.5% to 9.75%, according to the LA Times. Think about that, folks. The voters voted for taxes. I bet you they were mostly welfare people, DEI people, especially in California. But sales taxes went up yesterday. And it's not that Gavin Newsom or the government did it, the people voted for it. They put it on the ballot and the people said yes. They're like, do you want more sales tax? Do you want to pay more taxes? Yes. Okay, vote yes, and they did it. And then they cried. But Donald Trump knows what he's doing. Have a wait and see. This man is doing more for you than any government in the last 80 years or so. Really. More than Ronald Reagan. Amazing, huh? So don't let anybody tell you things are going to get worse. You may feel little things go down or up for a minute, but don't worry. They're going to even themselves out. America will be booming. It will be booming. NPR, President Trump is set to unveil what he has been calling reciprocal tariff. Taxes on imported goods from a broad range of countries. This is from WTHR. President Donald Trump says Wednesday will be Liberation Day. Now Cory Booker could be saying free at last, free at last. Thank God mighty, I'm free at last. A moment when Trump plans to roll out a set of tariffs that he promised would set the United States, will free the United States from foreign goods. Watch this from WTHR.
Because they know I don't play games.
On the eve of what he calls Liberation Day, President Trump is getting ready to unveil his new plan for tariffs. Taxes on imported goods on every country.
Whatever they charge us, we charge them, but we're being nicer than they were.
While the president says he has a plan, the size and scope are a mystery, and the uncertainty could lead to higher prices for most U.S. industries. But a majority of Republican lawmakers are standing with Trump.
Amazing, huh? A true leader. A true leader. Don't worry, folks. Just have a wait and see. Don't jump ahead. Have a wait and see. Don't believe what the media and the never Trumpers are telling you. This is going to work. Oh, it's going to work. And the war going up. Fox 11 beginning April 1. Several cities across Southern California see higher sales tax. Most of the increases, particularly for cities in Los Angeles County, are the results of Measure 8, the Los Angeles County Homeless Services and Affordable Housing Ordinance, approved by voters in November of 2024. So don't cry. Don't cry me a river. You voted for it. I never voted for those measure things. I always say no. You voted for it. Just think about it. They create a homeless mess in our city. The government created the homeless people in L.A., by the way, in California, period. And then they make you pay for it. Can't you see Karen Bass, a loser, smiling right now? How glad she is the city voted to increase taxes. And that I'm going to help the homeless. While your city burns down, I'm going to Africa, by the way. I got to go to a party. Y'all deal with that later. So don't complain about the sales tax in LA. You did it. And then the homeless people are so nasty and evil, you should totally ignore them. Really. When you're driving by them, don't even look at them. Because they look at you and they give you Google eyes, and then you pull your wallet out or your purse. Don't look at them. Don't smile or anything. Don't even wave. But anyway, there is something that you don't see in a lot of people in Donald Trump. And because most people are never going to find that treasure that's inside of them. Oh, we have a treasure inside of us. But you just don't know how to get rid of the waste so that the treasure can come forth. Because you are not putting you first. The idea of you putting you first blows you like, I can't do it. That's selfishness to put myself first. It's really selfishness not to put yourself first. Work on you, and you will see how to live life. And life will become amazing. There are a whole bunch of stumbling blocks in you that you don't even realize that you have. Really. Because you won't know yourself. Donald Trump knows himself. 888-7. So don't worry about the tariff thing. Be grateful. Today is Liberation Day. I can see it in the air. It's everywhere. Ooh, babe, I'm losing you. Don't worry. Now, Donald Trump and all that he's doing for your physical life, he cannot do anything for your spiritual life. That's on you. You got to work on you. Hate is telling me right now in some of the cities, sales tax is more than 50%. I'm sorry, 10%. My bad, 10%. More than 10%. My bad. I want to know from you all, before I go back to the calls, I really want to know, should this man have been arrested? It's a very interesting story. It really is. And it's worth talking about. This is from X. A 24-year-old man from Augusta, Georgia, was arrested for leaving his children aged 1, 6, and 10 unattended at McDonald's while he attended a nearby job interview. Watch this from Fox 26, Houston.
A job interview ends badly for a man in Georgia. Chris Lewis was arrested March 22nd. Police say he left his kids in a McDonald's by themselves while he went to an interview for a job. He reportedly told police he did not have a car and lived nearby. Lewis said instead of making his 3 kids, who are 1, 6, and 10 years old, walk home alone, he decided to make them stay in the restaurant.
What do you think about that? What do you think about that, Anchor Baby?
Well, it doesn't seem. How close is the home? I'd want to know. How close is the home and all that?
It didn't sound like it was that boy. If he was gonna, he could have had them to walk home.
And it sounds like one of them is 10.
Yeah, 1, 10, and 6.
And the 10-year might have been able to handle it. Honestly, don't know how to feel about it because my first instinct is like, well, that seems wrong, but I know we have like a baby beta society that I grew up in. It seems like okay. I remember there was this. Remember that lady that recently got in trouble? Similar story, kid walking home from school or something like that.
Yeah, from Georgia too, I think.
Yeah, I think it's Mama. It's too Mama.
My producer Derek told me his mama used to leave them in places. I'm like, did she leave you at the chicken place or something? So, New York Post, the kids spent their time alone in the restaurant, which has an indoor play area attached to the dining room. Okay. When I was growing up, it was so commonplace to leave the kids at home if they needed to. If mama needed to go to town or whatever, go to the field, cotton field, there it is. We would stay home sometimes. And it wasn't a big deal. The older kids would watch over the younger kids. And so I was thinking about this, and I wanted to be really thinking about it. The one thing that's happening now that were not happening then, that you didn't have illegal aliens in town, in the country, and you didn't have people kidnapping people, selling them, and all that kind of mess. It wasn't in my country. It wasn't as crime rich as it is now. So I don't know if I would leave a 10-year-old, 6-year-old, and 1-year-old anywhere now. It's like taking them to a public school and leaving them there all day. Would you take that risk, you know? So I'm just not sure, to be honest. Even though I agree with Derek, my producer, a 10-year-old is old enough to watch, you know, his siblings. That's true, his or her siblings. But I just don't know. What do y'all think? I really want to know. What do you think that was okay or not? And I want to know, should these mothers be arrested? What a mess. This is hell on earth coming through human beings. Did you know that hell comes through human beings? You've always thought of hell as being, and it is another location too, but you thought of it being a place you go when you die. And it's just about fire and brimstones and a physical thing, right? No. Hell is right here on earth. I want you to see this from CBS News. 2 Chicago mothers said their daughters were racially profiled while shopping in Chinatown. Watch this from CBS.
Racially profiled at the ages of 9 and 10. That's what 2 Chicago mothers say happened to their daughters while shopping in Chinatown.
Our Suzanne Lemignot has been listening to their story and the lessons learned from the scary moments these 2 young girls say they endured.
For 10-year-old Malin Hall and 9-year-old Addison Willay, a trip to Chinatown is a monthly, fun-filled experience.
My dad, my mom, my grandma, everybody has bought something from that store. My dad even bought a hat and a bowl from there.
But a recent visit to that store, AJ Housewares and Gifts on January 2nd, left the girls feeling anything but joy.
They started following us around the store.
Then an employee accused Malin of shoplifting a keychain.
I had picked up one that I really liked, but then I put it back because I didn't really want it anymore. And I had just put it on a random shelf because I didn't know where to put it. She was like, empty your pockets out, empty your pockets out. And then I showed her multiple times because I had wore one of my mini bags that day. So I showed her inside my purse, I showed her inside my pockets.
Amazing. The girls said a store employee pushed one of them out and accused the staff. The girls said a store employee pushed one of them out and accused the staff of judging them for their skin color. Watch this.
Willay was also asked by the store employee to empty her pockets.
She put her hand on Madeleine's back, and then it looked like she was guiding out the store on the cameras, but she actually was pushing her.
Trying to push her out?
Yeah, but she did. She had pushed me, and then she closed the door and locked it, but also when we were getting, they made us empty out our pockets and stuff.
How did that make you feel?
It made us feel really, sad and just we weren't, we didn't matter in that moment type of stuff because we are human too, and I feel like they didn't think, they just thought of our skin colors. It wasn't anybody in there that was the same color as me.
And that's why you feel you were singled out.
How did it make you feel? How did it make you feel? One mother was outside the store during the incident and filed a police report. Now, 11th Ward Alderman Lee wants to create a training program to combat racial profiling. What's this?
Willay's mother, Ashley Fuller, was right outside the store when the girls left, sobbing uncontrollably.
I thought someone hit them, or I just didn't understand what was going on. After I figured out what happened, I contacted the police.
A report was filed for simple battery. No arrest was made. Soon after, Malin's mother arrived.
The bigger picture is that they was racially profiled. They was discriminated against. You placed your hands on my child. That is the bigger issue.
Both mothers reached out to 11th Ward Alderwoman Nicole Lee.
My heart just sank that it happened to them at all. And, you know, my immediate reaction was, what can we do to address this?
Lee says she wants to work with other community leaders to create a training program for business owners to stop racial profiling.
There's no place for that in the 11th Ward or anywhere in the city of Chicago.
So everybody got to have a training program in order to know how to work with the blacks. What's up? You need a training program to work with the blacks. Let me train you how to deal with the blacks. CBS News has reported that Alderman Lee had the girls at the helm of the 11th Ward float at the Lunar New Year parade in Chinatown. Watch this.
There's no clip on that. It was just a little blurb on CBS.
Oh, okay. So what they were saying is that woman, the Alderman Lee, they had these girls at the helm of a parade. They had this parade, and they had these little black girls up there on the float, right up in front of the Lunar New Year parade in Chinatown. You know, this story reminded me of, when I first moved to LA, I lived in South Central LA. So Hay can tell me the Lunar New Year thing is Chinese New Year. What the? Okay. But it reminded me of when I lived in, South Central LA for a while, when I first moved here, LA. And there were several Chinese businesses at the time over there. And the blacks would go in there and steal and yell at the owners and workers. And it was frustrating for the Chinese people. And I can hear them now, get out, get out of here, get out. They will have sticks and things and guns and running the blacks out because they couldn't even run their business or make money because the blacks were stealing from the stores and nobody cared. And it was difficult for the Chinese. So I imagine these Chinese people seeing these black kids and they're like that. They're like, And so I personally think that what the parents should have done is understood. You know what, Mr. Chinese, Miss Chinese? I understand why you feel this way. The blacks have a reputation of going into the places and stealing and robbing. I understand how you feel. I really do. My family are not doing that. My girls are not doing it if they were not doing it. If they were not. I don't know. But I understand. So I'm not going to be all mad. I'm not going to file racial profiling mess. You don't have to have a training class how to deal with the blacks. But they're not going to do that. You get more attention. You get lawsuits when you cry racism. Black people know how those Chinese people feel about that. They know that blacks go into these stores and steal. And not all, but most. They know it. It's like Jesse Jackson said once when he walking down the road and he hear footsteps behind him and he look around and he feel something like, I don't remember the exact quote, he feel better knowing that it's white people. And if it's not, he go on the other side of the street, something like that. And so now these Chinese people got to just think about that blacks. This is not a compliment. Chinese people going to take a training class as to how to deal with you. Like you're like wild animals or something. They got to be trained how to deal with you. They don't have to be trained how to deal with other people. That should be an insult, and it should be a loud message. You know what, Black? You got to get it together. You got to act like human beings. You shouldn't have to have a training class or program. People should not have to have a training class or program to learn how to deal with you. I'm just saying, what do y'all think? I could be wrong. But that sounds pretty crazy to me. So let me go to try Jonathan again from a first time call out of Florida. Jonathan, let's try it again.
Hey, how you doing, Justin?
All is well, sir.
Hey, it's crazy when I was calling you, all these thoughts were going through my head like, oh, look at you calling Jesse. You probably need some real help right now.
What now? So, Jonathan, was your phone on mute or something when I first went to you?
Yes, it was on mute.
Oh, okay. Amazing. Go ahead.
So for my question for you is, I've been listening for a while, and I did go and forgive my mother and forgive my father. And I thought that would, forgiving would make me overcome a lot of things, but I find it right now I'm just having so much problems with, I'm just overcoming the evil and my wife because I'm married.
Stay close to your phone. You said overcome what?
The evil and my wife and even myself. I'm married. We had a kid out of wedlock when we started. I was like 19. She was 22. She was older than me.
What?
Yeah, I know. And it's just we've been having a lot of difficulties. And I know it came to a point in time where that I had stepped out of the marriage due to lack of things going on in the marriage that I felt. And I ended up confessing to her that I did it, which now I feel like is the worst thing ever because
it was.
It's being brought back up to me, and I thought that she didn't respect me at first, and now it's just now it's really hell. And sometimes I do good. I do the silent prayer. Sometimes I do good, and I feel like it's getting better, and I feel like I can understand her. But when I start feeling that way, and I think everything's okay, it's not.
Yeah. What made you tell her about that?
Well, every time we got into an argument, I would guilt myself into thinking that, oh, it's because, you did this to her and God is punishing you. And if you don't confess it to her, then you're going to die and go to hell. And you might as well confess it to her so you can at least be free of that. And
so the thoughts told you to do it, the devil told you to do it, and then you went and did it, and it backfired on you, and the devil laughed at you.
Yeah.
Well, man,
yeah, that's pretty much what happened.
How old are you now, Jonathan?
I'm 35.
Oh, wow. Okay. So your question for me is what?
Even though I asked I forgave my parents, just how do I overcome the thoughts? They go all in my head. We got into I don't know if you have time, but we actually got into an argument this morning because she has a friend that my wife has a friend that I don't really care for this friend, and I can see that this friend of hers is interested. So I try to tell her to lay off and don't talk to this person. And
Are you on a speakerphone or something?
No, I'm on my headphones.
Oh, no, take them off.
Okay.
Yeah, no
I'm
headset.
off of them.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so I noticed that whatever I ask her to do, she does the complete opposite. So if I don't like something, that's what she will do. And if I do like something, then that's what she'll take away from me.
Yeah.
And I try to, tell her, hey, I don't like this relationship that you guys are having, even though I know you won't do anything, but I don't want you to be put in a position where someone disrespects you and you know, you're looking crazy. And I thought she would understand, but she didn't. She's telling me, you know, she has the right to do whatever she wants, and you know, she's not stupid. If anything's gonna happen, if anything were to happen, she would know how to resolve the situation, and she just doesn't want to end the relationship because of how I'm feeling. And I'm just like, is this respect? I don't know if I'm going crazy. Jesse, sometimes I feel like I'm the one going crazy, and like I just don't know. So I said, you know what? Let me just give Jesse a call. I've always wanted to call you, but I always, I don't know. Even Jonathan is not even my name. It's BEETHOVA. But when I called in, I was like, don't tell them your name because then people are going to know you called in the show.
Your name is BEETHOVA?
Yes.
Roll over BEETHOVA. You remember that song? You heard that song before? Hey, roll BEETHOVA.
Yes, I have.
Wow.
Beethoven.
Yeah, Beethoven. What? So your question for me is what?
How do I overcome the evil in? I want to say in her, but sometimes I feel like it's in me. That's what I really want to overcome in me.
Yeah. Well, the evil is in her, and she was like that when you met her, and the evil is in you too. All of your struggles are coming from you, inside of you, and it is evil inside of you. So what I recommend is you take your eyes off her, period. Let me ask first, why are you even putting up with her? Why are you staying with her and going through any of this? Now that you know she's older than you, she's not going to obey you, why are you staying with her?
I wasn't, I was not born, but I was raised with a single father, you know, my dad, but he wasn't the greatest at all. I forgave him. I don't resent him for it, but just a lot of childhood trauma. And it because I resented him when I was younger,
yeah,
I always had this mindset that, oh, I'm going to get married and I'm going to do it the right way. And I'm going to have the mother and, you know, me and the child's life and not do it the way that my father did it because of how, you know, I was traumatized.
But that's what the devil tell everybody. Oh, you should get married, have children. You'll be a better parent. And then people get married, not realize they're listening to a lie in imagination, and their life end up even worse than their parents, than it was with their parents. That's another lie straight out of hell. And a lot of people get married because they listen to those thoughts like that.
But now I just feel like I've basically identified my relationship as success. So I even asked myself that question this morning, like, but what if you guys were to get a divorce? And I just felt like, then who would I be? You know, I would feel like I was unsuccessful. Like now the kids are separated. You know, God, it says in the Bible that God hates divorce, so he doesn't want divorce to happen. So I always just.
You said you identify your marriage as success or unsuccessful?
I've noticed that I have. I've noticed that I have as success, meaning even though it's horrible and I'm in hell, for some reason I still see it as like, okay, just push through it and God is going to make everything better. But if you were to get a divorce, then you failed.
Oh, I see. So, number one, God did not put you with this woman. And he did not put her with you. This marriage is not from God. It was made in hell. It was discovered in hell. It was made in hell. And that's why it's not working. Because if it was brought together by God, there would be no effort in it at all. You would not be fighting. You would not be trying to make it work. You would just be living your life, and the marriage will work by itself without your effort or her effort at all. It's not from God. So God is okay if you walk away from this because it's not from him anyway. And secondly, you should never ever do what you want, though. I'm giving you the best advice, but do what you want. You should never, ever, ever with anyone be in a situation where this much hell. It's hard enough working on yourself, but you should not be dealing with anyone else's hell. It will destroy you because you're working on yourself. There's some light on now in you. A little light is in you, and the hell in the other person, whether it's whatever, workship, friendship, whatever ship, right? It will destroy you because the hell in them hate the light in you. The darkness in them hate the light. You're making a horrible mistake staying with this woman. And especially now that you're working on yourself, you stay with her, it's going to get worse. Because whether she realizes it or not, she already hates you for your weakness, and she now hates you for the light that she sees in you, and she will work to destroy you.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm seeing. But it's like, the kids are there, and it's like,
And what about that?
It just kind of made me feel like, you're going to put your kids in the same way like you were raised.
But
exactly
it's already
what you
happening.
didn't want.
It's already happening. You're going through exactly what your mother put your father through. It's repeated itself already, and in spite of you staying there, she's already destroying your children. She's turning them away from you. She's causing them to become angry. She is already destroying the children. You're not able to protect the children from her hell because you have not overcome the hell in you yet.
And how do you do that? I've been listening to you for at least 2 years now, and sometimes I feel like I'm there, and then other times I'm just like, how does it? It seems like the hell is becoming worse, but I know it's good. I know it's good because I'm like, at least I'm aware and I'm conscious.
Yes.
But it's just so much.
So here's what you do. You're on your way. It is working. All you got to do now, you went and forgave your parents. What did your mother say when you went and forgave her?
It's a funny story because I went in trembling, and while I was trembling, I'm like, oh my God, Jesse was right. Why am I trembling over asking my mother for forgiveness? It don't make no sense.
Yeah.
But she actually, I don't know if she took it well or not, because she's kind of sarcastic, and she just said, well, I'm glad. I told her, hey, I'm sorry for resenting you, because I did have a lot of resentment and hate towards you because you weren't there for me as a child. So even though you weren't part of my life, I still I now see why I went for an older woman, because I was always searching for mama.
Yep.
And I forgave her for that, and she just said, well, I'm glad that you see it now.
Nice.
And, and I just left it at that.
Right on. And how about your father? You forgave him for not protecting you from her?
I forgave him. I didn't say from not protecting me from my mother, but I did say I forgive you for, how you treated me. And I forgave you for, hating you from the way that, you treated me.
Nice.
And I realize it now, but he's actually doing I actually forgave him while he was in prison because he's doing like a 20-year bid right now.
He's in prison for 20 years now?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
okay. So listen, man, I'm telling you, it is working. So now all you got to do is you're doing the silent prayer, right?
Yes, and I have a question about that. I don't do it all the time. I do it sometimes. I don't do it all the time. That voice that tells you, like this morning, I felt myself because I wanted to ask my wife a question about the coworker, and I felt myself getting a little upset. And the voice told me, "Do the silent prayer, do the silent prayer," and then I didn't do it. And then I went ahead and asked anyways, and the whole argument broke out. And I'm like, should I listen to that voice that says do the silent prayer, or like should I just
no? Don't listen to the voice that says do it, and don't listen to the voice that said don't do it. Forget about the voice. Pay the voice no attention. Just see it, but don't obey it. Do not obey it. All right? Do not obey it. And you do the silent prayer so that you can And you will get to the point where you totally surrender to truth. And when you do the silent prayer, you're going to start seeing all of those false images of yourself inside of your imagination. All thoughts are all lies all the time about anything. You're not your thoughts, meaning that you're not your fears. You're not your desperations. You're not your doubt. You're not your loneliness. You're not the up and down emotions. You're not a needy person. You're none of those things. You don't need love from anybody. It's just that you believe that all your life and you have identified with it. So now you got to overcome, because those things, that's what hell is. And those things I just named off and more are hell. So you got to overcome the hell by seeing the hell, living with the hell. Don't try to get rid of the hell. Just be aware of the hell, and you're going to go through hell. And right on the other side of hell is paradise, the kingdom of heaven, is freedom. But you got to go through the hell by being aware of the hell and going on about your day, living with the misery, living with the pain, living with the frustration. But don't call it you. Don't deny it. Just be aware of it. And I promise you, Jonathan, it will be taken away from you, and you'll have a clear mind.
BEETHOVA. My real name's BEETHOVA.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Roll over Beethoven.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
I said my name was John Beta.
Spell Beethoven for me.
BEETHOVA.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Put Beethoven there for me, Daniel. Derek. So listen, just stay with it. Here's what I want you to do. Don't even tell your wife this, right? Because she loves and hates the control that she has over you. Your wife get a thrill from controlling you. That's why she treats you this way. It's a thrill. And then now that you're gonna start working on overcoming it, she's gonna get worse, and she may be nice sometimes to get control over you, or go off. You don't love me anymore. You don't this. Yeah. She's just trying to get control over you. It's not like she wants you back. It's just she want that control. Her ego, that evil spirit of her want control. So here's what I recommend. Do what you want. But I recommend from this point forward, never argue with her again. Don't let her see your weakness. Don't argue with her about anything. Let her go her way, and you work on you, and the Father will take care of you. He'll make your way clear for you.
And you're so right about that, because I actually, the worst thing I think I did was tell her that about you. I started telling her, how you're supposed to forgive your parents, and I'm like, there's no way she's going to see bad in this, because it's all about forgiveness. It's all about love, unconditional love, the right way. And it backfired so much. She used to tell me how the 14 years that we've been with each other, it's just been hell for her. And she's been miserable and unhappy. And then, because we're on our 15th year now, and on the 15th, 14th, 15th, I started listening to you, and I started changing and, telling her about forgiveness and this and that. And I thought it would help, because she would see me becoming, more of a godly man. And, but it's like everything I was saying that was scriptural and logical, it became hell, to the point where she said she wanted to divorce me. She don't like the person who I am now. Yeah. And then she even told me she wants her old husband back. I was like, what the? I said, but you said you hated him. Why would you want him back? Before? What's that?
She been married before?
No, she said when she said she wants her old husband back.
The way you used to be.
Yeah, the way I used to be, the way where she was miserable and complaining all the time and saying how she was living in hell with me. And I'm like, that don't make sense.
Yeah, it does. She doesn't want you to be free. She doesn't want to lose that control over you. She hates you, but she loves the control better. That's what she meant. Are you able to hold for me?
Yeah.
Hold on. I want to go back to Beethoven, and he's dealing with according to him, his crazy wife. And he's like, what the? Beethoven.
Yes.
We were talking about the silent prayer. What you do now is just do the silent prayer and watch those thoughts, all right? And don't call them you. And all hell going to break loose inside of you because the light of God is shining on the not you, the imagination, the thoughts. And those thoughts are evil. And they have been controlling you all your life ever since you fell from innocent by resenting your situation with your parents. You fell away from being you, one with God, and you escaped into your imagination. Now you're working on it. You're coming out of it, but it's difficult if you think that you are your thoughts, if you think that those emotions are you, the good ones or the bad. All you got to do now is watch them and do nothing about them. Just watch them. Go over today, and they will. God is trying to change your nature now. He changed your heart from anger to love. Now he's going to change your nature from evil to good, which is his nature, and it's going to be amazing for you. And you do that. Don't give up on that. You stay with that. You practice being aware night and day. During the morning, do the silent prayer, and during the day, when you're caught up in your head, bring yourself back, becoming aware of your surrounding or your body or something so you can practice staying present. And it's going to work for you. It's going to get better.
Okay. Well, I do have one more question for you before I let you go. What about the thought that says, like say, for example, I'm like, okay, I'm going to do the silent prayer. I'm going to...
Speak up just a little bit.
Say, for example, the thought that says, do the silent prayer, but then, like, if I were to do something like, let's say, go sleep in another room because I don't want to have an argument with her, or she might have done something that upset me, and the thought says, oh, look at you going to go sleep in another room. She came home. She was so nice. You're angry. You shouldn't do this. You should go up there and please her, because that's your wife, instead of staying down here and being angry at the situation. And then I go up there and please her, like to make her feel better by her food, whatever.
Yeah.
And then it's worse. And then it's like it just backfires on me. And I'm like, I don't know what to do now. Like, what is good and what's not.
I understand that. That's deep. What you don't know that's happening, all thoughts are all lies. So the thoughts are telling you to go up there and please her. She came home. She's being so nice. Go and please her. And then you go and please her. So while you're on your way going upstairs to please her, the thoughts are laughing because the thoughts already know that she's going to go off. And so when you go up there and you please her and she goes off, then the thoughts are laughing at you because the thoughts are made a fool out of you by making you do something that you should not have done. And then the thoughts, after they get through laughing, and they do laugh, they tell you, well, why not do this then? Try this one. And then they give you another suggestion. And then you listen to that thought, and they laugh again. You have no, what's that word, Nick?
You need not
obey them. Do not obey any thoughts at all. You're not required to. Don't obey any thought. Those are demons. Those are false identities that made a home in you. And you got to stop listening to them, stop obeying them, pay them no mind, just be aware. And then the Spirit of the Father will guide you without even words, any words at all, because the thoughts are using your voice to pretend that it's you coming up with these ideas, and it's not you. And God's voice is a voiceless voice. It's a common sense voice. It's a light unto your feet voice, and it'll just work for you naturally. Don't do anything that those thoughts are telling you to do.
I agree.
Don't do anything. You need not obey them. Do not obey. You're not obligated to obey them at all. Do not obey them so you can overcome them.
Yeah, you're right.
And one other thing before I go here, this day forward, share nothing with her. Don't tell her what you're working on yourself. Don't tell her what you're doing or what you're thinking. Don't argue with her at all. If she try to start an argument, do not argue back. Don't argue with the devil outside of you, inside of others, and don't argue with the devil inside of you. Be aware of the devil, but don't argue with the devil. So do not argue with her at all. Don't even ask her how her day was or anything. Ignore her and just work on you. You can't save her. A lot of people, even Jesus, when he healed people, he said, hey, you've been healed. Don't tell anybody. And they run and tell it. And then the people that they tell, because they doubt Jesus, they'll make you doubt. Because you're not strong enough to stand on your own yet, they'll make you doubt the truth. So don't tell anybody. Just work on yourself. Quietly work on you, and the light will shine on its own. You'll be fine. But you got to stop trying to save her. You can't save her, and you're not doing it because you love her. You're doing it because you're not doing it because you want her to be free. You're doing it because you want to be with her in peace, and that's not going to work.
Yeah, that is exactly. Yeah.
You can't save another person. I highly recommend, do what you want, though. Do what you want, because you have children with her and everything, so do what you want. But I highly recommend you get away from her. Be done with her. Go get your own place. Hopefully 9 times out of 10, women are so evil now, they keep the children from the father. They'll punish the children. They'll bring misery upon the children to get back at the father because they have no love. But she's going to do that anyway to the children, whether you stay or go. But I would highly recommend you get away from her. She's going to destroy you.
Yeah, you're right.
She doesn't.
Jesse.
She doesn't love you, and you don't love her. That's your mama. You married your mama, and you married your mama because you hate your mama. All women and all men hate their mothers. That's why God said, all who are born of the flesh must be born of the spirit of the Father. You must return to the Father.
You're right. Well, Jesse, I gotta get back to work. Thank you so much. It was amazing speaking to you. Everything you said, I already knew that's what I was gonna hear. But sometimes it's good to hear it.
You were not. No human being were created to suffer. We were not created to suffer. It is abnormal to have pain. It is abnormal to have conflict. It is abnormal to be unhappy and worried and afraid and desperate and vicious and needy and all that. That's not normal. It's not given to us by God to be that way. It's an abnormal lifestyle. It's abnormal for you to be with a woman you got to fight with. It's not from God. If it were from God, there would be no fight. It would happen naturally. So you're living an abnormal life by trying to make something work. You can't make it work. You have to let it work. So I really want to encourage you, man, to work on yourself. Forget about her. Don't share anything with her. Leave her in her hell, and you work on you and let the light of God guide you.
Okay.
She's going to get worse, but don't you overreact to her at all. And if she tries to be nice and bake a cake, you eat the cake, but you still don't give in to her. Never try to please anyone. Don't try to please her. You're not supposed to do that. You were not created to please anyone. Don't cater to her or any of that stuff. It's all abnormal, and that's why you're catching hell. You're trying to make
and
something.
When she cries, she lying.
Absolutely. So
that is so true.
Yeah, so leave the devil alone, and you work on the devil in you and overcome it.
All right, Joseph.
Let me know how it goes.
Thank you so much. Good hearing from you.
You too, buddy. Take care.
All right. Bye.
Bye. 888-775-3773. People, it is abnormal to be miserable. It's abnormal to want. It's abnormal to be in fear. It's abnormal to give one thought about what someone else say or think about you, whether it's your wife or your mama, your daddy, your sister, your brother, your friends, or whatever. It's abnormal to have pain, to have anger, to have happiness and then fear. That's abnormal. It's not, you were not created. It's not, you're not created to live that way. You have been created to be free and for love to work through you that you might become the light of the world, men and women. You were not created. It's not normal to be miserable. And you got to learn to live with yourself before you can live with anyone else. If you can't stand alone, you're never going to be able to stand with someone else. And most people can't stand alone. They can't live with themselves. And don't let the devil tell you you're going to be a better parent than what you had. That's a lie. The devil's drawing you in, and then he laughs at you. I want you to know every time you're in pain, the devil is laughing. Because you're in pain because you listened to something he said. The spirit of evil said. Men and women. And ladies, you are responsible 100% to overcome your hell. You know, and I will get to your cause. It's so interesting to me how I'm using the word believer, but I don't know what that means. It just sounds like a fancy word, believers, right? It sounds like so holy. And I saw your face, now I'm a believer. Believers, or Christians, or Catholics, or Muslims, or Jewish, or Allah Abba, or whatever. It's so amazing to me. And the more it's just so amazing to me what Christians believe, what Catholics and Muslims and Mormons and the people that ride horse and buggies, and they live out of the farm there in Philadelphia, and they don't have bathrooms, and they don't have a car, and they don't have to worry about gas. It's amazing to me what people who say that they believe in God believe. And then it's amazing to me that they go a lifetime believing in that, and then it's not working, but you yet believe in it. You believe it. It's like one or two people question things. A few. People like Donald Trump. A few men and women will question it. And then they become the outcasts of the family, of the church, of the party. They become the outcasts. But that's fine. You got to sacrifice to be, if you want to know the truth. You got to make sacrifices. And it's fine. But it's amazing to me how I really want you to think about it. Smoke on this. Smoke on it. And I'm not telling you to smoke pot. What the? As soon as I said smoke on it, the first thing you thought about was pot. Not pot, folks. Meaning reflect. Reflect. You believe something that is not working for you. And then instead of saying, questioning it, well, you know, I believe this, but it's not working. And I give you a few examples, then I have a deep one, amazing one. I believe in God, but it's not working. You won't even say it's not working. You're scared to say it's not working. I believe I have a free will, but it's not working. You can't even will yourself out of your own hell. You can't will yourself away from fear. You can't will yourself from thinking. You can't will yourself from loneliness. But yet you say you have a free will. And you will fight, 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 fight. And there's no liberation. Yesterday was Liberation Day. And you still hold on to this idea of free will. You say, I'm in love with more than just Mary Jane. She's just not your main thing, but you're in love with Mary Jane, right? And you get with Mary Jane and Mary John, and it doesn't work. You fight, fight, fight. You're arguing, you try to please, you try to satisfy, and it doesn't work, and you still hold on to it. You meet an older woman with the man. You meet an older woman, and you know it's not going to work, but you tell yourself it will. You become the boy, she become the mama, and she beat you, and you still hold on to it. You believe Jesus is God, and you say it in such a holy way, and then it doesn't work. You don't see he is your brother, and because you don't see that he is your brother, you can't even claim the stuff that he's on. You can't inherit the kingdom of heaven because you think Jesus is your brother. Jesus is your God. And you hold on to that. It's amazing. I can go on and on and on, right? What Christians and believers of all religions believe. You believe that you can find God in religion. And you never find him, but yet you believe you will. You keep looking. You keep waiting and waiting for the world to change. I keep waiting for the world to change. I keep on waiting. You keep waiting. What a sad way to live. You try to make somebody love you and do it your way, and if they don't, you get mad, all in the name of Jesus. But the one that is like up front raw, this is the big one. This is the big one. The one that's up front raw, you hold on to it for dear life. You hold on to it for dear life, and you will not let it go. And that is anger. Every man and woman, and now child, male and female child, hold on to anger for dear life. And someone tell you, hey, no, let the anger go. Anger is evil. Anger is not good for you. Anger has no love in it. It's violent. It's insecurity. It's worry. It's suicidal thoughts. It separates you from the light, from life. It is evil. And everybody telling me this, really, they do not believe that you should not have anger. Everybody. I've interviewed tons of people now, and I make sure I ask, do you have perfect peace? Do you have anger? They have no perfect people. They have anger. They justify it. Everybody have anger. Everybody have peace. Sure, I'm a human being, they say. And they hold on to anger. Evil, which is anger, has played mind-blowing trick on you. And it's coming from your peers, it's coming from your teachers, it's coming from your preachers, it's coming from everywhere. It tells you that anger is good. Everybody have you need anger to defend yourself. It tells you. You need anger to get motivated. You need anger for this. You need anger for your protection. It tell you all that. They tell you that, and you believe it. Someone comes along and says, no, let anger go and you can have perfect peace. You doubt that. Nobody had perfect peace, you say. And then you need to see somebody with perfect peace before you can believe that it's possible. And then when you do run up on a person with perfect peace once in a while, you may, which is rare, you doubt that. And then I would tell them, you know what? Well, and this is to preachers, teachers, all races, professionals, educated people, everything. They tell you no. They do not believe that you can have perfect peace. How will you have it if you don't believe it's possible? So is a man thinking, so as he is. How will you have it if you don't even believe that it's possible? And even though Christ, the man you call God, said that he came that you might have peace and perfect peace, and yet you don't believe it. Anger is devastating human beings. It really is, and it's almost sad, but it's not quite sad because this is hell on earth. Anyone that has anger is of their father, the devil, and they're living in hell. Their eyes are open, they're breathing, but they cannot see. And they are dangerous and devastating, vicious, revengeful, doubtful, anxiety, worry. And I'm like, all you do is let the anger go and all those things will disappear. No, they don't believe that. What the? Nobody else has it, so I don't believe it's possible. They say. And anger, and one other quick thing, they don't believe. The Father, God, it's Bible Thumping Thursday, the Father, God, told the Son, Jesus, to tell y'all, to tell all of us, you must forgive as I have forgiven you. Even say, tell them, okay, son, tell them that I said, before they can enter into the kingdom of heaven within, they must forgive. Go and forgive. And then you can enter into the kingdom. They don't even do that. Like, what the? It's crazy. Forgiveness is the key to eternal life because you're admitting that you're evil. And when you admit it, you can overcome it. But they won't do it. They may go and say, I'm sorry. I call you out your name. I'm sorry. I ate your sweet potato pie, your last little piece of sweet potato pie, and you thought you were going to come home and have some sweet potato pie with some black walnut ice cream. I'm sorry. They don't really mean it. Because next week they eat up your pie again. It's amazing that the children of God believe the same thing that the children of Satan believes. And they treat and act in the same way that the children of Satan act, and they don't question it. I say, let your anger go. Forgive. Let the anger go so you can be free. You can rest in peace. They don't do it. And it's devastating human beings. For an example, NBC, DFW, Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas, right, I guess. I don't know what DFW is. But NBC, a high school student is facing a murder charge after police in Frisco, Texas, says he fatally stabbed. Oh, that is Dallas, Fort Worth, right on. Thank you. I used to live there, I should know. he fatally stabbed a student during a confrontation at a high school track meet on Wednesday morning. Track meets are fun, and they're supposed to be for fun. Watch this from NBC.
The sad part about it is he died in his brother's arms. They were twins, identical twins. And his brother was holding on to him, trying to make it stop bleeding. And he died in his brother's arms. And I rushed up there, and I saw him on the gurney. And I could tell. They said he wasn't breathing. I could see all the blood. I saw where the wound was.
Understandably still in shock, Jeff Metcalf says a precious memory was made just this past weekend when he took his twin boys hunting. That's where Austin got his first hog. Well, this morning at around 10, he rushed here to Kirkendall Stadium where the Memorial High School student athlete suffered a fatal stab wound during this track and field meet. Frisco police say a fight broke out between two students when one stabbed the other. More than 100 student athletes were participating in this meet. Fortunately, they were safely evacuated. Police arrested the suspect. He is 17-year-old Carmelo Anthony of Frisco. He is now charged with murder.
Just FYI, the accused stabber was black. And I don't know who. Are we allowed to show it? Can we show it? Huh?
Yeah, Derek told me to.
So, oh, okay. Even though he's underage, we can show it. Okay, it's from CNN, so we can show it. The accused stabber was black. This is the black boy that was accused of stabbing and, according to the report, killing the white boy. Twin. At a track meet. Think about that. If a white boy had done that to a black boy, it would be everywhere. It would be an outrage. It would be Trump supporter, they say. Can you imagine? Think about this. Your twin son. You have two sons. You know you're alpha. You made two sons. Two identical twins or whatever, twin boys. And one of them at that age get killed at a track meet by some black guy. Think about that. You're out trying to have fun. Y'all been hunting, and you and your sons have been like out there just living a life. And some angry black boy stab and kill your son. Let me see the image. Can we see the image of the twin the twin white boy? And we can't show that, right? I mean, we don't have that.
Let me grab.
Okay. This is so serious, it's not even funny because this is anger, folks. Anger is evil. You cannot trust an angry person. We don't worry about it. But just think about that. The murdered father says he's already forgiven the killer. Watch this.
Austin is being remembered as an outstanding student at Memorial High, his football team's MVP, and a young man of faith. His father grappling with loss and forgiveness.
I'm not trying to judge, but what kind of parents did this child have? What was he taught? He brought a knife to a track meet, and he murdered my son by stabbing him in the heart. The guy was in the wrong place. They asked him to move, and he bowed up. This is murder. I don't know. I know they have someone in custody.
Yeah, we do.
And you know what? I already forgive this person.
Already?
Already. God takes care of things. God's going to take care of me. God's going to take care of my family.
I have to tell you, I want you to see the picture. That's the boy right there. That's the
Correct.
boy. That's the boy that was According to the report, this black guy stabbed and killed and that's the black boy that was accused of killing, carried a knife to a track meet, a black guy, and accused of killing this boy. They told him to get up and move, and he got ticked, according to the report. I personally don't believe, really, that white people and black people should mingle together. Really. They should not live together in the same communities. They should not go to the same schools. They should not go to the same churches. They should not go to the same cafes, track meets. They should not be in the same government because black people are too angry. They're angry at the mothers and fathers. That's what they're really angry at. But they've been told it's the white man. And every little incident is going to always turn out wrong. We need to go back to segregation. And then let people come together because they want to come together, not because some stupid law says that you have to do it. If not, you're racist or whatever. Because this is not going to end anytime soon. This man lost his son, his twin son, that he raised to look like to a teenager. And some angry black person been accused of killing him. I don't see any time in the near future where blacks and whites will ever get along. Because white people are just being white people, right? And I guarantee you they didn't think anything about asking that boy to move. They never expected. Now they would have asked another white person to move. It would, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize I was in the wrong seat. But they asked a black person, you got a fight on you. Look at a fight on your hand. Look at our government today. Black women are running the Democratic Party, and it's a mess because of the anger. Anger is evil. Anger is evil. There is no love in anger, and anger is not necessary. It is abnormal as a human being to have anger. Colossians 3:13, bear with one another, forgive each other. If one of you has a complaint against another, the Lord has forgiven you. Now you must do the same. That works, folks. What do you think about this church incident? I mean, not incident, this situation at this church. Apparently, people are mad at the pastor. I don't know if they're mad at the whole church, but they appear to be mad at the church, at the pastor. This is from people. Pastor, and I want to know what y'all think about it. Oh, I got to go back to Damien. Damien, hold on, buddy. I just realized I have to go back to you. My bag. Let me just put this out there. Pastor and Grammy nominee gospel artist Marvin Sapp faced backlash this week after instructing ushers to close the door while taking up offering. Close the door while taking up offering. The moment dates back to a conference that took place in July of 2024. However, it went viral on social media. Watch this from X.
Ushers, close the doors. Close the doors. Close the doors. It's 1,000 that's watching online. This is a small seed. If I get 1,000 online to give this, if I get 1,000 in the sanctuary to give this, that's $40,000 tonight. Now, everyone up here, we've all sold and seeded, but I need everyone standing up here with us, with me, to plant a seed of $100. Because again, it costs to sit up here. And this is what I need you to do. If you're giving electronically, or even if you're giving tangibly, I'm going to have y'all come to the altar and give it because I need to see 1,000 people moving. Bring them baskets. I want the baskets up here. I want to see the folk.
Bring the
Y'all start
baskets
moving.
up here.
Y'all can bring it right now. Come. 1,000 people need to give $20. 1,000 people need to give $20. 1,000 people online need to give $20. This is easy, saints.
Bring them baskets up here. I need y'all to come up front. What the? And here's Marvin response to the backlash. Watch this.
Looking at the video, maybe I was a little more assertive than I should have been. And I can apologize for that. I can apologize for that. But three things I need to make sure that people understood. Number one, the $40,000, if it was $40,000 that was raised, was never given to me. That money was raised for the purpose of taking care of the budget for their conference, not Marvin Sapp. Number two, it didn't happen at my church. It happened in Baltimore. Number three, people take issue with me being firm with the ushers. Anybody that goes to church, ushers one-on-one, that's the first thing they teach you as being an usher, is that there are 3 times you don't walk. You don't walk during the altar call. You don't walk during prayer. You don't walk during the offering.
And you definitely don't walk during the offering. What the? You can walk. If you got to walk, you better do it during the prayer. If you gotta walk, you better do it during the whatever. But you gonna walk during the offering? What the? Close those doors. I'm gonna start doing that next. We're gonna close those doors. Shut the doors, Nick. The Anchor Baby had our office on Sunday. Shut the doors, Nick.
Loud and clear.
We're gonna shut the. Don't you walk? What the? 888-77. What are y'all? Was that guy wrong or right? Are you okay with that? Really? Are you okay with that? Are you okay with it? I want to give you an update on a story that we mentioned to you yesterday. And it's probably for sure, right now in 2025, it is the saddest story we've done so far in 2025 here on this show, and maybe even 2024. It is a sad story. It's an unnecessary story. But because no one would deal with anger, people say anger is good. They call evil good. Woe unto the man or the woman who call evil good and good evil. But because the whites won't protect themselves, the loss is great. So here's a follow-up update on the story that we told you about yesterday. Megan Metcalf and her son Hunter. Yesterday we told you about twin brothers. According to the story, it was at a track meet in Texas over the weekend or whenever it happened recently. And there was a black guy there too. I guess more than one black guy there. And they had some type of interaction about seeding. And as according to the story, I wasn't there, but according to the story, the black boy got mad and went and stabbed the white boy and killed him. One of the twins was killed. And the twin brother was there, and his brother, somehow or another, fell on him, and he was trying to stop the blood from coming from the chest, but he wasn't able to save his brother. If we don't need segregation now, what will it take before we need it again? Because these black people are angry. Unjustified anger, but anger. No, there's never a reason to be angry. No justification for anger anyway, no matter what. But it's a sad story, folks. And the father said he forgave this black boy, but he still hurting from his son, the loss of his son, his twin son, teenagers. Megan Metcalf and her son Hunter discussed the altercation at the Frisco, Texas track meet during an interview on Fox News. Watch this from Fox News.
Yeah, so it's just like he knew he wasn't supposed to be there. He was it's just a tragedy what happened.
And then what happened, Austin? After your brother stepped up, what happened then?
He stepped up over there, asked him to move, got aggressive. He grabbed the bag, and then I whipped my head around, and then all of a sudden I see him running down the bleachers, grabbing his chest, and just blood rushing out. He said, he got stabbed. He got stabbed. First, I froze for half a second. I didn't know what to do. And then I saw him about to fall. I went to go over there. I grabbed him. I see. Stop.
Yeah. I understand. Best I can to understand.
Yeah, there was. You can see. You can picture what happened when what was coming out of his chest, and
yeah.
Y'all can visualize other stuff. I don't want to put that on my mom right now, but I pushed my hand on there to try to make it stop, and I grabbed his head and I looked in his eyes. I just saw his soul leave, and it took my soul too.
I'm so sorry.
Amazing. That is an amazing story. All because of anger for no reason, except that the blacks have been told to be angry. They have been told to be angry so that they can be used. That's the only reason they want other blacks to tell the blacks to be angry, and liberal whites. They can use the blacks, and this is what you're getting. Now, white people, will segregate from the blacks? Because this is going to get worse. It's not going to get better. Even though Donald Trump is getting rid of DEI and all that, there are people like Al Sharpton and others who are still fighting for DEI. They're pretending that they're fighting for you. And it's for themselves. Because as long as they have a group of people they can control, the blacks, they're going to get money, government programs and things like that. If this is not enough to make you want to segregate from the blacks, I just don't know all the stuff that has happened to the whites over the years. And you still try to be nice. Don't get angry, white folks. Just move away. Rebuild your own world and don't let them in. You don't have to let them in. Just because somebody call you a name, it doesn't mean that you got to let them in. That's what evil, angry people do. They attack you when they can't get what they want from you. They want to control you. So they attack you. In your marriages, what happens when the wife can't control you? She attack, she cry, and she attack. And when she's crying, she's lying. And then when she doesn't get what she wants, she attack. What do men do in marriages or relationships when they can't get what they want? If the woman finally say no, the man go insane. He attack. If they can't control you by making you feel good, they're going to control you by making you angry. Blacks, y'all need to drop the anger. And when I say y'all, as individuals, not as a group. Stop being a groupie and live your own life. To the young blacks, you've been lied to. And I grew up in Alabama on a plantation. I know they lied on a plantation. I know they lied to you. The father of this boy said that he has forgiven the black boy for what he's done. That doesn't mean the black boy shouldn't be punished and The father's still hurting, but he has forgiven the black boy. But the mother and her son said they aren't ready to forgive, unlike the father. Watch this from Fox.
Yes, okay.
Yes, sir.
But I have seen interviews with your husband in the last 24 hours, and it was remarkable to me that I heard your husband say, within hours of this, that he forgave this other young man, and he got there so quickly. And I honestly don't know that I could, and I just want to see, and I don't know that there's a right or a wrong place to be, especially as quickly as this has happened. Megan, how do you feel on that front today?
I am not like their dad. I am so angry at that boy. And it's just not fair. That's all I have.
I understand.
I'd like to say it's forgave, not forgotten, but I'm not at that point yet to forgive that kid for what he did to my brother. Because, 17 years, my best friend just there and didn't blink of an eye, I lost him. So I'm not at that point to forgive and forget, but eventually I will. But I pray for his family.
Amazing, huh? Your twin brother is gone at the blinking of an eye. Think about that. Twins are normally pretty close. I know they fight sometimes, but normally twins are really close. And all of a sudden your twin is not there. Oh, some black guy that's mad about nothing. 888-775-3773. When will you segregate from the blacks, white people? If that story wasn't bad enough for you and encouraging for the white people to move away from the blacks, we need to segregate our country again and then let people come together based on their decision, not because of a government. In the way they did it during the good old days. If that didn't help you, I have one more example of why we need to segregate the blacks from the whites. Really, the blacks from all other races too, because blacks don't get along with any race. All races hate the blacks. They don't like them. They tolerate, but they do not like them. I hear it all the time. And I've been hearing it for years. Here's more proof why blacks should be segregated. A white woman confronted a black female dog walker for not picking up her dog poop, resulting in the dog walker throwing the poop in the woman's and her baby's face. Watch this from TikTok.
She didn't expect me to throw shit in her face, did she? She's so mad right now.
She threw this poop straight at my face. It hit me like this, right in the mouth. This massive golden retriever dog poop hit me in the face, fell down into the baby's face.
I'm glad that I hope it got in your fucking mouth.
I can't believe our confronting someone about having not picked up their poop right at our front door turned into a woman slinging poop at me and my baby. I was just totally shook and afraid, and I had to clean the poop up, scrub me and the baby, clean up poop. The poop went in my mouth. I'll give her that. She had perfect aim. Anyways, the cops came. They said to us, basically, this is just a misdemeanor, and we could go through the hassle of the court system if we wanted to, press charges. And to be honest, at the time, it was witching hour, you call it. The baby was hungry. The kids were hungry. I said, hey, I don't want to press charges. I just want to be done and over with this. But I've been thinking about it more, and I don't think this dog walker should be allowed to walk other people's dogs if she can't even do the basic job requirement of picking up the dog's poop.
Black people are not into doing things right like that. They don't even pick the dog poop up in their own neighborhood. They sure ain't going to pick it up in your neighborhood. Look at the hood. Why? Black people do not clean up. And then this white woman like, oh, I ain't got time. That by not pressing charges against this woman for assaulting you allegedly, why wouldn't you press charges? Why? White people are not accustomed to this sort of violence. They just kind of naively, they work hard to have a first-class life. Just think about white people pick up dog poop. I'm glad because no one want that on the grass, but the fact that they do it is mind-blowing to me. Ain't no black person gonna pick up no dog poop. Oh, leave that there, that doesn't matter. And the white lady did not press charges. And this is why they're under attack too, because the black people know the white people are not going to do anything. They don't want to be called racist. They don't want to be bothered with that kind of violence. White people go to war. They'll go over there and fight Allahu Akbar, I guess. But they don't want like every day fighting at home. What the? They just want to have a first-class life. Nice home, nice yard, nice cars, travel first class. You can't even enjoy first class on the airplane now. A good education. You can't even get a good education now. You've allowed the blacks into your university. And I want you black people to know, just think about everything you touch, you mess it up. You turn it to dust. It looked like that alone should tell you that something is wrong. It wasn't like that blacks before the civil rights movement. It really wasn't like that. The husband stepped in to confront the dog walker. Watch this from TikTok.
The lady was so crazy. She would throw poop at a 5-month-old baby. It was just so wrong. Anyways, I'm gonna post the videos next.
I hope it got in your fucking mouth. Right? You come after everybody else and chase them with shit in your hands?
You took the shit on my lawn.
Okay.
And
yeah,
I saw you.
And I threw it at you. I picked it up from the ground with my bare hands and threw it at your wife.
You don't think I confront everyone that takes a shit on my lawn and that doesn't take it?
She didn't expect me to throw shit in her face, did she? She's so mad right now. I hope she's in her mouth. I hope she remembers it the rest of her life. I hope you both do. And I hope you both cry. Because this is crazy. And how dare she come after a dog?
When I walked back inside, Emma looked at me and she said, she needs a timeout. This is me saying, hey, internet, let's make this right. Asked the girl to pick up her poop and she threw it at me. What would you do?
Lock her up. And the way that black female is acting, that is called black excellence. They celebrate that. It's called black excellence. This is where the black, and not all, but most have come to. And this is what anger would do for you. Look at the black female. She's all happy. She doesn't care at all, not one iota. I want to encourage the blacks to pull away from this black thing and look within and live your life. Overcome this fallen state. Look at that white woman or the husband did not press charges against that female. What do you think she's going to do next time? What do you think she's going to do next time? I remember years ago when I was warning the whites when they were doing knockout. Remember the blacks were going around knocking out white people, all proud, videotaping. I'm like, white people, you better stop this. Don't let this happen. It's only going to get worse because that's how evil operates. Think about evil in you. Each individual, think about evil in you. Those who are overcoming, you understand it already. But what has evil done over the years, over your lifetime? It's only gotten worse because you didn't overcome it. That's how it is outside of you, inside of others. The blacks are not going to be any better. They're not going to get better until they start working on themselves as individuals. You're giving them programs, DEI, reparation, affirmative action, letting them into your companies, into your communities is not going to make it better. This is a spiritual battle, and this is evil. And I want to warn, it's Black Friday, I want to warn the blacks. I know you're not happy, black people, acting this way. Because when you do this to others, you're doing it to yourself. When you try to hurt others, you burn on the inside. That's what's called hell. You burn it with misery. And you call it heaven. The white girl, oh, my child said she needed time out. And the husband even said, you know what, heifer? You going to jail right now. You going to jail, you little black heifer. You just a heifer. 888-775-3773. Denzel is out of New Mexico. Denzel, welcome to the show. You're on the air. Thank you, Josh.
Top of the morning, Mr. Peterson. Can you hear me?
Hey, Denzel. Amazing.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I called you about a particular situation, man, but the last caller and then that clip that you had kind of got me off track a little bit. But I wrote some notes down. I'll come back to it in the future. But I guess to ask my question to you, so you talking about, happy Black Friday, too. It's a privilege to talk to you. Usually when I call you, I have to call several times, and I finally got through on the first call, so that's amazing.
Oh, but, amazing. It is. Thank you. Are you on a Bluetooth or something?
I wasn't, let me see. Hold on. I apologize. Okay, all right. Is it better now?
Yeah.
I'm a beta now.
You started to lie about the Bluetooth.
How you know, man? Anyway, man. Okay.
Go ahead.
All right. So you were talking about like the blacks should like segregate, or no, the white people should go away from the blacks, right?
Right. Segregate from the blacks. Like we used to be in the good old days.
Yeah, and I agree. I'm actually for that 100%. I would rather be, I don't want to be around. I mean, I wouldn't mind being around white people. I don't mind being around them, but I like being around black people more. But my question to you is this: now, how would that work? How would that work? Like the whites doing that?
Well, what would happen is the white would move into those cities where it's majority white people, and they would set up their own government. They would set up their own police departments, force. They would set up their own businesses and and then they would pay taxes in those areas that they live in, and then let the blacks do whatever they do in their areas and not let them come into their areas, period.
Okay. So that sounds cool and all, but now what if a black try to go move there?
Don't let them in.
And they get...
Hold on, buddy. Hold on. Let me take a quick break. Back in a moment, 2 more hours ago. I want to go back to Denzel. And I think Denzel, who is black, agree with me. Denzel, do you agree with me or disagree that white people need to segregate from the blacks?
No, I agree. I agree with both.
Okay.
With both of what you just said. I'm black. I'd rather live around other black people.
You would rather live around black people than white people?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Definitely.
And why?
Because I get judged by white people and black people. And I don't know. I'd rather get judged by black people than white people.
How do white people judge you?
Okay, when white people judge you, they look at you and they be like, "Oh, dang, look at him. He might try to steal something, or he might try to beat me, or they might do something."
How you know that was this? But don't you? How do you know they're thinking that about you, though?
I just know, body language. 99% or 95. I don't know the number. But 90% of communication is body language.
But how do you know that's what the whites... Yeah, I heard that. But how do you know the whites are thinking that about you? And why would you even pay attention to that? to see if they're thinking that about you. Have you been to the fellowship before?
Yeah.
You been to the Bond
Yeah.
Fellowship?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I knew your voice sounded familiar. But
Oh, you know who this is?
I think so, yeah. But why would you pay attention to that and rather than just live your life and let people think and act whatever way they want to think and act?
Okay, now I'm getting better with it. I'm getting better with it. You know.
Okay.
When I experience stuff like that, I just let it go. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think about it. I just, you know, it is what it is. But it still come up. I used to let it like really affect me and used to let it like really stress me out.
Right.
I would get frustrated. But, you know, it's still there.
I have been walking down the road. I haven't walked down the road in a while, but I walked down the road and I would see white women coming toward me, and I'm going the other way, and I would see them, and not just white women, but Mexican women and other races of women, and they will hold their purse. You know, they'll pull their purse a little closer to them. But I understand. Yeah. I know already that the reality is that black boys and girls, men and women, they will take the white woman purse. And so they don't know which one is not going to do it as opposed to which one would. So I'm not offended by it because I understand it.
Mm-hmm. And that's why, like, I'm not offended by it either because, like I said earlier, even the black people, you know, they get nervous around me or they judge me as well.
Why they get nervous around you?
I guess the way I look, I don't know. I mean, you know, I got the, you know how you got the Amerifro?
Yeah, yeah.
I got Amerilocks. That's what I call it, Amerilocks. It's the dreadlocks, like the Bob Marley hair. I think that's why.
Oh, yeah, I'll be afraid of that too.
So they judge me, right? And then, like, you know, and I was like, I don't know, I'm about to be around black people. Then,
so you would rather be judged, if you're going to be judged, you would rather be judged by the blacks as opposed to the whites?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Amazing. And so but you agree that white people need to, because the blacks are so violent, white people need to move away, segregate themselves from the blacks, right?
I think they should, but it's not going to happen.
Why not?
No, it can't happen.
Why?
Because white, you know, wouldn't that make them betas if they were to do that?
No, that would make them safe.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, but okay. So going back to a question I was going to ask before the break.
Okay.
So if a black person try to move into the white community, right?
Right.
And they get denied, that's they got what's the word? They got racially profiled. Like they got denied. So they could sue them.
They can't.
Why not?
Because white people are going to have their own judiciary system. They're going to have their own police department force. They're going to have their own laws. So as somebody on the other side of the street in the black community cannot come over to their town and cry discrimination because the blacks would not be allowed to be there.
Yeah, see, I don't know. I don't think that's practical. But we'll see.
And why not?
Hopefully, the white people. It just seems too like just far fetched that idea. Like I'm for it. You know, if they want to do that, I'm for it. But it's just I don't. And then you know the white, you know, they scared. They don't want to be called racist. So they're not even gonna want to do it.
But that's why I say that if they set up their own system, their own courts, their own police force, their own rules and regulations. And the rules said that you can't come into our area and do that. Then the blacks are not allowed to come over there, and the white courts will protect them from that kind of mess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you ain't got to worry about me going over there, man. I'm gonna stay in the hood. So, okay. One last like common question I got for you.
Okay.
So I recently was racially profiled, and I was denied service. And I know you talk about like how you know they you know the whites shouldn't let the blacks run the business or accept business from the blacks. And like I said, I'm for that too. But now I got a lawsuit on my hand where I could like potentially sue this business that I went to. I don't want to go into detail.
Right. Don't mention the name of it or anything.
Yeah.
So what happened?
Would that make me? I can't tell you. But
Oh, you can't
would
talk
that-
about. I understand.
Yeah, but would that make me so you would look down on that if I decided to proceed with the lawsuit? You
Well,
would look down on that?
I can't comment because I don't know what happened. You're not even talking about it because of a potential lawsuit. But I would ask or encourage you that you be fair about it. You be honest. If whatever happened, and they had a right to do what they did, I would just move on from it if I were you.
Okay, I don't know, man.
Because if you're just trying to sue to get some money by falsely, there's no such thing as racial profiling anyway. But you just try that to get money, it's not going to turn out well for you.
Okay. All right. We'll see. I'll keep you posted, man. You know,
Yeah,
if I
let
come
me know
through-
how it goes.
If I come through with a nice little donation, then you know what happens. So.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Peterson.
All right, buddy. Good talking to you.
Likewise.
All right. Bye.